Hey, we are back with the season premiere, final season part one. Maybe we'll do.
Please don't.
Just kidding.
We can have movie specials at the end of the season, but we can't split up the season into 3 parts.
Yeah.
But we have to sell the movie 3 times.
Exactly. While I think this season could be a long one, like last season, right? We had 17 episodes last season.
Really?
Yeah, that's the largest season we've ever done of any of our shows, I think. But with this, I think this is the final one, and this is where the fun begins, as a famous man once said.
You or die.
Let's go ahead and get into it. We had a little conversation before we started about we did like a trait vote and figured out the kind of the new situation, got some beliefs figured out. But let's go ahead and have our characters share with us their new situation here, and we'll note the traits that have been voted on and off of the character sheets as well. Let's go ahead and start with Cantarius.
Just a quick note, since now I feel like I have to fight you on this. I feel like my honor has been challenged. Actually, the longest season we've ever done has been Orphans of the American Dream season 2, which had 22 episodes.
You're completely right. You're completely right.
You know,
the thing is,
that's right.
Season 1 of Orphans doesn't really exist because it kind of. So it's just one. There's just a one season show, so that didn't really count in my mind. But
whatever.
We could have split Orphans up into 2 seasons if we really wanted to. There were two clear arcs.
Yeah, there were 2 clear arcs. Anyway, this world is more than blood and gold. I will increase my skill in the intellectual discipline. I've destroyed an artifact once. I can do it again. I will convince the party that it must be destroyed. The demon lord must be defeated. I will compare notes with Gorath.
Cool. As a note, we don't have to do this now, but I'm always looking for what the actual deeper belief thing is there, as opposed to just like, I've destroyed an artifact once, I can do it again. Like, yeah, I guess that's something that Cantarius believes, but why? Like, what's the deeper the world is more than blood and gold is perfect,
motivation,
right?
And
like
stuff.
That's what you believe about the entire world. I destroyed an artifact once, I can do it again is a belief, but it's just a thing that's like very easy to believe. I mean, it's not a conviction.
It's kind of tied to the demon lord must be defeated, right? I mean,
sure. But even that, like, demon lord must be defeated, isn't really the sort of belief that I'm thinking we should have here, because it should be like, why do you think the demon lord must be defeated, right? And again, you don't have to do this now, but just be thinking about that. Like, what are the deeper things here? How can we phrase Cantarius's like deep convictions on these subjects?
I am a demon hunter.
Yeah, fair enough.
That help?
That's a yeah.
All right. I'll do that.
Yeah, you can tweak those if you want to, but you don't have to do them now.
Cantarius, you're back with the demon hunting.
That's
we're
right.
Back, baby.
Instincts. Those remained the same there.
But then we changed up the traits a little bit. I have a character trait called Broken Soul, which
we'll go ahead and
get into.
Go ahead and just read all this stuff off. So go ahead with instincts. We're starting a new season.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Always be on the lookout for the bonds that tie demons to the physical world. Always offer forgiveness to those who repent. Always be on the hunt for demons.
Nice.
Do you want me to read all my traits then too?
Yeah, read our traits and then we'll note where things have changed.
Okay. Intimidating, weight of the world, authoritative, foreign blood, broken soul, die trait, gifted for the sensory discipline, gifted for the intellectual discipline, gifted for the physical discipline, ear for voices, iron will, second sight, tenacious, feared, affinity for demons, aura of martyrdom, black lung. Call on traits, dreadful, driven, aura of determination, scavenger, resigned to death.
Very good. Yeah, so we added broken soul as a character trait because there's a thing going on with Cantarius that we're going to start talking about here.
My soul is broken.
His soul is broken, you could say.
It's a sensitive soul, though he seems thin.
And then I need to copy over the second site description because I noticed it was missing. We also added Aura of Martyrdom. Right? He will die for our sins. We all know it. We all want it. Not that we would do anything to speed the process along. In him we shall be redeemed. The player, so it's kind of flavored a little bit more religiously than Cantarius probably means it. But
we also don't want it, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
But for Cantarius, he's hunting demons, right? So it's a religious in a different sense. He's not religious about it, but it's still he's doing a religious thing, right? He's hunting demons, he's killing demons, he's purging the world of evil in a sense. So it is
and very clearly, right? He will die for our sins, yes, right? Like he will destroy all the demons. He will do. He is a Christ figure in that sense, at least according to this RM martyrdom stuff, right?
Yeah.
The particular thing that happens here is the player whose character possesses this trait earns persona Artha for personal goals when taking steps in the game to martyr his character. So the closer Cantarius gets to dying for this cause, for the killing the demons, he'll get persona for it.
And this isn't directly tied to my beliefs. I mean, it is anyway, but
I think it is. But I think the way this is worded, it's like you're getting double persona, right? So
sure,
like earns persona Artha for personal goals when taking steps in the game to martyr his character.
Yeah,
I'm interpreting that as if you have this belief about hunting the demons, you work on the belief, you complete a step of the belief, you get a persona, and then you get an additional persona because you're also working towards martyring your character with that belief.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, the character must die for a lost cause, preferably religious. Should this glorious death transpire, the character's remains instantly become holy relics, which, we'll see if we get there, but you might be giving your Artha to someone by the end of this game. And then we also have Black Lung, which is a trait that I feel like I have sometimes. This wretch is beset with a wretched hacking cough. This wheezing gives him +1 ob to all health, stealthy, and inconspicuous tests. So as part of his broken soul thing, he's slowly dying here. And gonna get some Black Lung stuff. And we'll get into that in narrative here in a second. You also have Resigned to Death. If you can tell, there's a theme here. Gets a call-on for steal tests when he rightly assumes he's going to die. There you go. That's Cantarius.
That's meta, because then he's like, oh, I want to use that. And you're like, oh, no, you don't rightly assume you're going to die. And then he knows he's not going to die.
Rightly assume, as in rightly assume, like, this makes sense as a... Okay, all right. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not you're making a joke.
That's fair.
Speaking of David making jokes, Dellon, what are your...
I'm ironically awful at detecting dry humor from other people, which I think is silly. But
that is pretty ironic.
Yeah. My father and Faustus have both thrown their lots behind my cousin. First, I must determine where my sister has been taken before I can deal with any of that. I have been given a new station and will do my best to fulfill the duties that it confers. It has become clear to me that Sergio has kept deplorable individuals in his employ, and I will out the next one.
Yeah, nice.
The Holy Knighthood is in new hands. I need to ensure that things are progressing well. I will pay the Holy Order a visit and to determine its state.
Neat.
On my blade in my life, I shall hold the enemies of God at bay. I must confer with Martia and determine the next step in this conflict between the church and the crown. It's kind of vague, but that's because I don't know what it is.
Yeah. We can figure that out.
Okay. Instincts never go unarmed under any circumstances. Do whatever it takes to win when something more important than myself is at stake. I feel like he just does whatever it takes to win in general. But that's fair. Never leave a word against the Holy God unchallenged.
I mean, hey, now's the time to tweak things. If you just want to delete that last part, do whatever it takes to win.
True. I think I'll probably leave it like that. I guess he sometimes will like just say forget it if it's not more important than him. But all right. Traits: disciplined, haughty, religious, early riser, prominent scar. I have a prominent scar. I don't remember that.
Yeah, on your chest.
Oh, right. Okay.
Goes, from the war that you're in.
We don't see Dellon shirtless a lot, so that's why it's never really come up.
Yeah,
we had to change in this last season because
we don't even see Dellon not in armor.
I saw him shirtless, or Theo.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
It's not really something you brag about, Adam.
No, it's not.
He's faithful, the mark of privilege. He's tonsured, fearless, a believer, gifted for the potential discipline, sworn to the order, which I don't know if that's true anymore. Actually.
Oh yeah, actually.
What? He was a traitor the whole time.
Well, he's a bishop now. He's not part of the order.
He got new Dell.
He just got promoted, and that means he's not technically part of the order anymore.
That is true. So so it says a knight of the Holy Military Order may add an additional fourth belief dictated by his particular order. Poverty, chastity, protection.
Have we done that?
Yeah, I mean, we assumed, on my blade of my life, like you're there.
Oh, is that why I have that one? Okay.
War stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's the fourth one. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gotcha.
Sworn to the order replaces the noblesse oblige trait and belief if you have it, which you didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I mean, he still kind of does that stuff, right? Like he still uses those beliefs. So it's not like, even though he's not part of the order, I don't know if he's stopped. You know what?
Let's change the name of it. I think we can keep it as a die trait, but let's make it less sworn to the order, like sworn to the church.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Not a particular order. You're like sworn to the church in general.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
Because he still basically feels like a holy knight, right?
Yep.
That he still acts in that way. He's just not literally that way.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Like that belief is still true about you. Like all of that. The fact that you're so dictated to a particular thing there is true. It's just like it's been morphed into something else.
Right. Commanding aura, avatar mode, which I think we probably renamed.
We need to figure out. I need to add this to all your character sheets too. Real quick, Cantarius, you gave them this like astral form trait. Should it just be like what should we actually call that? Like, is it just astral form? Is it
Spirit
like
walk or something? I don't know.
Spirit walker. Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
That's what I'm writing. We change it later.
You're muted, Connor.
Oh, what's the question? I'm not sure I understand.
Your astral form trait that you gave Dellon, Alfons, and Theo.
What should we call that?
David suggested Spirit Walker.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay. And basically what that means mechanically is like they can follow you.
Right?
Well, they can follow you when you do the intellectual discipline stuff. Right?
I thought it technically meant we could do it.
Yeah, no,
right?
you can just go. They can just go.
I'm sure it's hard
to the demon plane.
So you can't
just
like
grab onto the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they can use the intellectual discipline or whatever. Like they're not actually doing anything like that. But if a bond is broken, then they can follow it back in their presence. Right? They can choose to follow it back.
So basically, they can follow me to the demon plane.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with that. Whatever.
All right. I'll write up a specific description for that.
That's what we did last time too. I was just making them able to come with me.
Yep.
So,
I'll add that to the rest of your guys' character sheets as well. That should be a die trait in your sheet there.
I have that then too, right?
No, you can just do it automatically, right? Like that's just what you're doing with the.
I don't have to roll to because
right.
That's what the goal was for all of us. I was making the roll.
Yeah, I think you do
all
have
of us
it
can go to that plane at will.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not I don't think it's at will. I think we specifically did say it's when a demon bond is broken in your presence. You can follow the thread back, right?
Yeah, it should probably be difficult. It shouldn't probably be a thing you can just do easily.
All right, whatever. Yeah,
it's just when the circumstances call for it, which is that's the circumstance, right? Is like when you have when you need to go kill a demon in the realm, right? That's the moment that happens.
Oh, right. That'd be the reason we'd go anyway. Okay,
exactly.
I see what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're following a broken thread back as it goes, and then are there to kill the demon.
Something else has to open the door first, but you're able to follow it if it does. Yeah.
Right.
And then I have deadly precision, which is new.
Yeah.
And domineering presence, which is also new. And I have nimble as well. I think that's it.
Yep. Yeah, so deadly precision basically allows Dellon to do a lot more damage with his sword because now instead of
my 5 power, I use my 10 sword.
10 sword.
And technically, it's gray. Does that mean I do gray damage?
We did talk about this. I think it doesn't do great damage. That requires a gray weapon.
You're right. It probably just increases it by 2 or something.
It does increase it by 2, I believe. Yeah,
that's what a conversion to black does and everything else. So
yeah, I think usually, yeah. Actually, no, I think it's 1. So conversion to white would be 2, I believe.
I thought it was 2 and 4.
I'll look it up. But
okay.
It's definitely 2 because I always had 2 for my will.
I think it's 2, but we'll look it up. Yeah.
I think it depends on what it is. I think there's a difference. But okay, cool. And then domineering presence he got because he's a bishop now. It allows him to be domineering in a duel of wits and get like the first word in. So
yep.
All right, cool. Alfons, what you got?
All right, so a change of leadership wasn't enough to stem the tide of corruption of the church. The whole institution needs to be torn down. I'll convince Dellon to take action against Sergio with me. The god of war is a threat to my home, so his power must be stolen. I'll learn how to utilize the orb to claim his power. The harbingers will destroy the world, and so they must be stopped. The next step is to rally our forces. I'll try to bring the wizard man here with magic.
Very good. Instincts?
I always find a reason to use my powers, surpass Dellon, and protect Cuba.
Traits.
And a billion of them.
Got to read them off.
Right. Rabble-rouser, haughty, it just might work. Licentious. Mark of privilege. 4 different magics. Tall tale teller, rapier of wit. It's Orban time. Spirit walker.
Aura of magic. The trait is called Aura of Magic.
Charismatic.
Yeah, so we
fleet of foot.
We gave him a specific trait for the orb being in his chest, and gives him +2 dice to any magical skill for both himself and his allies.
So. Fleet of foot, familiar face, and a glob.
Glib, what is wrong with you? So we gave him glib here, which is a call on for soothing platitudes, falsehood, and seduction. Because you're a believable storyteller. Your manner and expressions are earnest and appropriate. Alfons is good at that sort of thing. And then he also has Spirit Walker, like everybody else does. So cool.
I think you added Spirit Walker to me. Do I have a Spirit Walker?
Yes, Cantarius gave it to everybody. I just forgot to add it to your guys' sheets. I'll write a specific.
Didn't have a name for it up until now.
All right, what you got there, Theo?
All right, beliefs. I must transcend to sainthood, to protect those I love and enact the justice of the one true God. I will strengthen my faith, meditation, will, and and steel. There is one God. The rest are demons. These demons must be defeated, but our path is unclear. I will seek the great God's guidance as to our next step.
It's progress, at least.
Still not true about the world, but yeah, it is progress.
I am destined to save the world. I will aid Cantarius in destroying the orb. Instincts are all the same. Never give up a chance at power. Always trust my friends and never heed danger.
Cool.
And then traits. Attractive, obviously. Empathetic, light blonde hair, and appreciation for beauty. Die traits. Rapier wit. Life is death. Faithful. Glory hound. Fearless. Apostate. Is that still apostate? It's still apostate, right?
Yes, we decided that because all the gods still hate you, right?
Spartacus, a believer now instead of Faust, and then Spirit Walker.
Oh, yeah. I knew that one of these changed. I just forgot which one. I'll copy that over from Dellon's sheet real quick. Yeah, so the 2 things we changed for Theo is we gave him Faithful to replace what's it called? Lost Faith.
Or Lost Faith.
And Believer instead of Faust here. So all faith obstacles used against believers are made at -1 ob. So it's not like every time you do faith, you get -1 ob to it. It's just that when something's targeting yourself, so you're trying to like help yourself with faith, you're easier to convince of those sorts of things. So, or
if you're targeting me, because I also have believer.
Exactly. Yep. So Dellon or Theo, like any miracles targeting them are easier. Yeah, you have Driven and Show No Fear as well. And then also one note, Alfons got rid of Confident as a character trait, and we transmuted that into Glib. So, yeah. And I think that's all that's relevant there. Okay, so let's talk about this. A week has passed since we picked up with the characters last. We now know kind of like a general idea of what you all want to accomplish. What are we thinking we start with here?
A prayer.
What's the kind of what's the there's a lot of things to do. But I guess one note, we'll try to keep things slow, and I think all of your beliefs are good for this. Like we're going to trying to ramp back up into crazy things. So a lot of what you're trying to do is like preparation things right now. So getting Gorath back, figuring out some things. Let's try to keep it that way so that we're not instantly going to, we got to murder Sergio or something like that, right? Because that'll escalate things too quickly. Let's see. I'm gonna look at my notes real quick.
There's still a secret that only Alfons knows, apparently, or only
there is, yes, and
only Jared knows.
Maybe we actually do start with Jared. Let's start with Alfons. Jared, what do we see from Alfons? Where is he?
He's at Dellon's house, just like neck deep in booze.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're getting drunk.
He's shooketh.
Okay, so is this we see Alphons drunk and then he tries to sober himself up and go do something, or is this someone else has to come to him and finds him in this state?
Probably that one.
Okay, so I think the first thing we see then is you're, shooketh, as you said. You're neck deep in booze. Are you just in Dellon's living room? Like where?
He's in his own quarters.
I mean, probably his like kitchen or something. Does he?
Right.
Do you have
So
a kitchen?
yeah, like the servant's kitchen that like they prepare the food in. So
Yeah.
I think we see a couple of. It's probably what time of day is it?
Probably evening. The evening
Okay,
after the events of what took place with you and me.
Sure. So I think like we see. Is it like before dinner or after dinner?
Before.
Okay, so I think we see like you're there right next to the like the door to the cellar or whatever. You got some booze out. You got a keg from the cellar or whatever, and you're sitting there in the kitchen like on like a stool in the corner, and all the servants are just kind of like going around you and trying not to bother you as you're just like slowly drinking yourself into oblivion. I think the first thing we see / hear is we see Alphons doing this. He's like passed out slightly against the wall here, like kind of leaning against the wall with a bottle in his hand. And then you hear in your mind Alphons, Narani, and she says, "Alphons, please, we need to talk about this."
Who says that? Sorry, my baby was screaming.
Narani, in your ear.
Oh.
She's have a DTR.
Yeah, she does. I don't want to talk about this right now.
We're going to have to talk about it at some point.
That's future Alphonse's problem.
Take another drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can sense her presence still there, right? Like she's still focused on you, but she doesn't say anything. And then eventually, her presence disappears and kind of goes off somewhere else. And then I think here's a question. I'm trying to think of what's more interesting. Should Yuma show up? And because like she cares about Alphons, she would maybe like. What do we think is more interesting here, Jared? Do you want a scene with Yuma real quick, where she comes and tries to sober you up or whatever, or should Cantarius and Theo or whoever, right, find you in this state?
I mean, she's probably one of the only people I actually talk about it with, and I don't want us to like cut to black.
Oh, true. Yeah. Fair enough.
So probably those two.
So you probably gave Yuma the slip wherever she is right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, you're by yourself. So Cantarius, I think, probably is the person we see come down to find Alphons. Right?
Yeah.
Alphons.
Yeah, so we see Cantarius slowly walk through the room, like the kitchen, that all the servants just like a wide berth is given you, Cantarius, as your like kind of intimidating presence fills the room. And so, yeah, like parting the Red Sea, we just see Cantarius like walk through the servants all like staring at him and then go walk up to Alphons and say that.
I see that you're having fun.
I look up with like a haunted look on my face. Does it look like I'm having fun?
He walks over and like puts his hands on your shoulders and helps you stand up.
Massages sensually. Oh, okay.
Oh. Cantarius wipes his hands on his shirt and walks away.
No.
Yeah, so you like got him
Yeah,
to his feet, you said.
I stand you up and say, Alphons, Faustus might destroy the world. Do I know his demon name, actually?
Targoth is the name of the
Targoth.
demon that's in it.
And I know that, right? Yeah. Well, that was revealed episode 1.
That
They're
was
all
like the
chanting
first thing,
Targoth. Yeah. Targoth is going to destroy the world. We need to figure this out. We need to talk.
Okay, well, I'm here.
And we know that every artifact he has except for the orb. Is that correct?
Yep. You now know that. Yeah, it's been a week, but yeah.
What about he knows about the cup then too?
Yep. Yeah, the cup was the easier one to find out about. It was probably Theo's that you found out about it last when you went back outside of the city, found the hole where he had buried it.
Listen, I know that this might not bode well with you, but we need to destroy the orb.
It's kind of inside me, if you haven't noticed.
I just imagine Alfons took like a hunk of mutton from a passing servant.
I imagined it was the slurring from his drunken stupor.
Yeah.
Probably both.
Before you theorize, I kind of need it to stop the war from happening.
The war between us and Targoth, that's already here. Alphonse.
Yeah, that's the god of war caused all of that, and yeah, I need to kill him and steal his powers with the orb, and yeah.
The war that he's primarily referring to, though, is the war that's brewing between Ceran and Shoei, that country that you were at war with a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, Cantarius says the god of war. And he looks probably at like all the empty bottles of booze, and he's like, "Just how much did you drink, Alphonse?"
Well, it takes a lot to make a magic man who can heal drunk.
I mean, not really, because you have to do it on yourself.
Sure.
Intentionally. You don't have
okay, a man with gray health.
That yes, there.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, but I can't say gray health in character.
You could literally just say it takes a lot to get me drunk, because we know Alphonse has lived his life like this for a long time.
Okay,
that's why you have gray shade health.
Yeah, but I like. Well, we both know that's not why.
It's the causation is flipped, but yeah, it is related.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll talk about the orb later then, once you sober up. But I do need to ask you something. Will you help me bring Gorath here with your spatial discipline? Gorath.
Man, that sounds like a really handsome name.
That sounds like a guy I could really get along with.
the man with the meerkats that helped me with the demon bond.
I have absolutely. I like put the cup down. Alphons wasn't there for it. Alphons and Dellon weren't there for any of the.
I know. Yeah, I think Cantarius is probably like, right, you weren't there for that. I can link you intellectually, and then maybe he can tell you where he is, and then maybe you can teleport him. I need to speak with him here. We need to compare notes.
Sure, why not? He says there's a mouthful of mutton.
Getting into character.
Caleb, what do you want the roles to be for this?
Yeah, intellectual discipline to connect him makes sense.
I mean, couldn't he do the +3 or +2 thing to me?
What are you talking about?
I'm forking
Like
in
how
my
I-
intellectual
Aid.
discipline to help
Like
him
how I, yeah,
the
aid.
spatial discipline.
Oh,
Because I mean, the
Is
link
this a linked test or is
isn't
it
making it
I-
possible. It's just helping
yeah,
him
I
accomplish
think it is making it possible. Like Alfons can't reach across the distance to someone he doesn't know or has ever met. Right? Like he
Well, I
can't
just
just
give
like
him his
imagine
geolocation.
it. No,
I give
I
him
don't think that's how it
longitude and
works.
latitude.
I don't think that's how it works. I think Cantarius will have to make an
You don't have
intellectual
that
discipline
anyways.
roll here
Yeah,
to
no,
connect
that's
their
fine.
minds, and then once you do that, then it's like way more feasible than it
So
was
well,
before.
let's do it this way. I'll make an intellectual discipline roll to know what latitude and longitude is, and then I'll just give him those coordinates.
That is a thing technically you could do in the rules that we've established, but
What's the cost or the for
yeah. Let's see. You
linking
have
him?
this is phone a friend.
yes it is. Yes it is.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that. Good, I named
you
it.
should be keeping track of the aptitude on these, how many times you've used the spell, because once you do it a certain amount of times, it like makes it easier.
I just want to think about how Cantarius knows what a phone is.
But before you cast the spell, Alfons says, Cantarius, touch me. Just no questions, just touch me.
I certainly have questions.
No, Cantarius, we went through a journey together. We're friends now. You need to touch me.
Getting big top burger vibes right now.
You're gonna touch me.
No questions.
I don't think Cantarius touches you. I think you'll have to grab his shoulder or something.
I grab his hand and like put it on my chest,
That's so
and then you feel a +2's worth amount of magical energy flow into you.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, he gets the chills. He's like that was helpful and disturbing at the same time. I feel like there's something evil under my skin. I feel the vials.
And now the best part, since they're unrelated, I can stack buffs.
Oh right, yeah. You just want to then try to give him extra juice with your disciplines. Yeah, you can do that in the middle of Dellon's kitchen. Sure. Go ahead and make your advantage roll there for essential discipline. I assume was what you're doing.
Yeah, that was a crappy roll, but I did it. He gets +3. So you get
Another
+5
an
total.
additional +3.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's ob 4 for that?
I think it is. I thought it was 1 plus. Oh wait, it's someone else, so it's ob 5.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, but either way.
Yeah, I thought it was ob 5, but yeah, that works. Yep. So
For myself,
in
it's 4.
total,
For him, it's 5.
in total, then Cantarius, you're getting 5 helping dice from Alfons here.
Dope.
Yeah. I do think it's going to be. So I don't remember what ob we gave this before, but it's like a trait, right? That's like giving him a mental connection. How long do you want this to last? Is it just for the test?
Permanently.
You want Alfons and
Oh
Gorath?
no,
Connor,
I'm sorry.
Connor, let's think about this out of character for a minute.
Permanently, Connor, do it.
What would be the ob for
terrifying.
permanently?
I think we said it was like 8 or 9, probably. I think you did for like a conflict or something, and it was like ob
I
7.
think that technically permanently isn't an option. It's for like the campaign.
Yeah.
So it's not like forever. It's just for as long as
we're ever playing the game.
For as long as the story lasts, and unless if we happen to do another campaign in this world and the characters were still around, it would have faded, right?
Right. True.
So, phone a friend. That spell is make a permanent connection.
Right, but you wrote that. The spell is actually just aid or whatever, I'm pretty sure.
No, well, okay, so I do believe that the way that it wants us to do the spell is like a particular use of it at a particular ob is its own spell. So like, yeah, making a permanent connection is different from just doing a temporary connection.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you were saying that it wouldn't just last for a campaign, but I see what you mean.
No,
I'm gonna
yeah,
say. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna make it permanent. Secondly,
Really?
I think the reason for why is he doesn't mean to, but Alphonse is giving him so much magical power that he makes it permanent by accident because Alphonse having a permanent. I mean, it's not like they're
Connor's doing this
always
intentionally,
in each
but
other's
Cantarius isn't.
minds. Yeah. It's not like they're always in each other's minds.
They can just
but,
call
like,
each other.
They can. Yeah, they can. Yes. Yep. They can phone a friend.
Mhm.
I
so what's
believe
up?
that's a good question. Okay,
So they ever
let
become
me
not
I
check.
don't remember what it
friends?
was last time, but I succeeded at it
I
last
remember
time. So
I remember
think
it
was
being
like
ob
5.
7 last time. No,
What?
I think it
Really?
was pretty high. I believe it was ob 7 to do it permanent.
How did I succeed?
to do it for a conflict. I really don't remember. For a campaign, it increases the ob by 4, and I can't imagine this trait is priced is like 3 points or less. So I think it has to be pretty high here. What do we think the trait cost of a trait like this would be?
1.
Just be
like
able to psychically connect to somebody.
Yeah, permanent mental connection, basically.
Well, no, because the permanent's part of the spell, right? So this is just a trait that
having
allows
a mental
you to,
connection. Yeah,
that becomes permanent. Yeah, so because I mean that would be really different. If a trait that was like literally you could just make permanent mental connections, I would think it would be really expensive. But if it's just like you can cast message,
you have it with one person,
and then you make that permanent. I feel like that would be a much more reasonable one. I think you could get that for something like 3 or 4. I mean, obviously, magical.
That's what I'm thinking. 3 or 4, maybe. So the way it works is like beneficial traits. It's ob 1 plus the trait cost. The detrimental is ob 2 plus the trait cost, and then any additional like modifiers beyond that. So I'm thinking ob. I feel like having a mental connection to someone is pretty significant, even if it's just like sending message back and forth, at least for burning wheels sake. So I'm thinking the trait cost is 4, which means the base ob is 5. And then we add 4 to that, so it's going to be an ob 9 to do it permanently.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Or to do it for the campaign.
So
you gotta love dice.
Just okay. I'm going back through the log right now. The test to know Targoth was an op 7.
Yes.
And then
I feel like that would be harder than what we're doing.
After that,
well, all you're doing is reading information that exists, right?
From
this is creating a. Well, yeah, but I mean, if anything,
to be fair, in the rules, that actually makes it easier. Honestly, yeah. The reason it was ob 7 is because you were trying to do it against anyone in the room, right? It was like know all of the secrets at once, right? At one time.
Now, he does actually have a trait that makes it harder, but we forgot about that.
That is true. Yeah.
When did Theo make an acting roll?
Probably when he was trying to steal the orb from Narani's temple.
Yeah, I tried to fake it with Min, but Min, I don't think he did very well or something, or it just wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
So that was when we were attending the cult meeting?
No, you and Dellon and stuff were getting the exorcism stuff ready, and while Theo was stealing this orb.
And that's when I would have made the mental link, right?
Yeah, it was around that time. It was it was
an op 7.
Yeah, so that so then I guess ob 8 then. Because it would have been no. You could it's ob 9. That's exactly what it is because you did it for the conflict, right? You had it for the conflict and then it's 2 up from there is the campaign. Because then it goes scenario.
No, that was for the campaign because that's what I wrote down as the for the magic handout. That's what I attempted last time was making a permanent connection. So it would have been for the campaign at 7.
Well, then he'd already have a permanent connection, right?
I'm
almost positive I'm almost positive that is not the case, Connor. Because
I failed.
We had you make a roll again.
Was I making the test with Gorath? Because I failed the roll.
Yes,
I spent. It's embarrassing because I spent Arth on it twice, I think, and I got 0 successes both times.
I could have only almost swore. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, you failed,
Yep.
and then you used winter to do demonology instead. Yeah. Okay. All right. I still don't think that ob makes any sense.
I mean, yeah, even if
dang
you
it.
made the ob wrong before, that doesn't
No.
change what it is now.
Don't make it 9. Okay,
I think it has to be 9. Like, there's no way it costs less than 4 points to do a permanent, or like have telepathy with someone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Can I buff him again with a different magic?
I don't think so.
Okay,
What?
so ob is 9. You're giving me 5 helping dice.
Yep.
Yep.
Um,
You can use it, Martha, if you want to.
So I'm at 12 versus an ob 9.
Is Gorath a noble?
He is not. No.
I don't think
Sorry.
there's anything I can use.
You made his character. He's not a noble.
It's been so long, dude.
Yeah, he's Born City, I believe.
I don't think I can fork it anything. Unless I want to try and do a links test with a physical discipline to like open Alphonse's brain up a little bit more.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you could do that.
Nah, I think I'm gonna go for it. 12e9.
Hey, that's not bad.
You can spend
Only
2
1
dice.
6, but I'll spend
No.
2 fate. Yeah.
You can't spend 2 fate because it's already open-ended, remember?
Why don't you let me roll?
Oh. So this is it then.
It's a
I just
50%
spent-
chance.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Do you want to roll the fate, Jared?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, go for it. I spent it on my screen.
I love that
so-
this is happening because it really doesn't matter, but
Oh, it does. I don't think you
no,
understand.
I'm fine that you guys think it matters. I am just amused.
Crap.
No way. You rolled a 1.
Connor,
It
you roll.
figured it out. See what mine would have been?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yep.
Connor, no.
Yeah. I rolled a 6 too. Dude, the
Oh
game
my
just
gosh.
switched. Okay,
That
I guess
is
I gotta roll
so
for
funny.
you now.
Okay, yeah. So
So what's the op to
Cantarius.
bring him here without knowing where he is?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, so we should talk about what this failure means here.
Well, I think I might be able to.
Oh, do you have?
Actually, give me.
Colin?
Can I use what's it called? Can I affinity for demons?
Oh yeah, we
This
did.
trait gives a character 1 die to the skill intellectual discipline.
It definitely counts for Gorath. Yeah, we
Yep,
forgot about
counts for
that.
Gorath.
Yep.
So, do you want to just use my fate die there
No.
for it, or do you want me to
No.
roll?
Yeah, reroll. You can use the fate thing though.
Gosh,
Connor.
dang it! Unbelievable.
Should have had Jared roll that time. It was
Yeah.
switched again.
Wait, let's see.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have a column?
I
think
do
for
for
intellectual
Aura of Determination.
Oh, that's true.
So I can
Yeah.
use that.
Do it.
Honestly, the session isn't going to last that long. Yeah, might as well.
we
Yeah.
wasted most of our time doing stuff
Off screen.
outside. Yeah.
So I'll use that. I want to see what your roll would have been first,
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can figure
yeah.
out what is to roll next.
Okay. You
Oh, wow.
You do
Okay.
it.
All right,
Oh.
weird. So the
Okay, so
game doesn't love
this-
any of us. David, you roll.
So wait. Okay, let's figure out what dice you need to roll here. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
I had
I
him.
got a 1, 2.
Hey.
Hey, there you go. All
That's
right.
David.
the
you do it.
question-
David,
though
so
is,
David makes
like-
the roll.
Well, that's the thing. Does David make the roll, or did he just use up his success?
Ah,
Yeah,
what
right.
do we
do?
Any of you should make the roll now.
right. Okay, wait. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yeah. That seems like 5. And you didn't get any other successes beyond that, so it would still be 5. Yeah, you get to reroll. So do that fate option again.
Oh, well,
except you're
6
rolling-
because of he failed his
Oh yeah, his extra dice for demon. Yep. So 6 dice against. Yeah, there you go. You only need one,
Yeah,
so.
there we go.
There
The
you go.
odds are definitely in my favor there.
So do you want to walk us through that, Cantarius? Though, like you accidentally try to do something really hard, and then somehow it almost fails, and then you use order of determination to like push through. Like, what does that look like? What do you actually see there?
Bro, I don't know. The magic is a fickle being.
Yeah.
It's just fickle.
So like
Cantarius
Cantarius is just
doesn't
having a really
understand
hard
what's
time
going
controlling
on.
it.
Yes. So when he doesn't fail, right? So I mean, he's just like it just takes him a bit. He probably like he doesn't touch Alfons. He's just using his mind. But I think he searches for Gorath and finds him. In like the I don't know, he follows his bond to him intellectually, and then when he gets there, he is like holding what's his name? Alphonse's bond or like string, right?
Thread, yeah.
And he tries to like tie them together, but I think they're like two very different kinds of bonds, maybe. And so he like tries to tie them together, and they just
yeah,
they like attack each other or something.
Yeah. I think so. Not only is Gorath like from another place entirely, which probably is messing with this. You and Gorath have a pretty firm connection, so it's easier to do this. But also, like, Alfons has weird magical stuff going on. Gorath has weird magical stuff going on. There's definitely lots of opportunities for interference here.
The bonds just kind of like disintegrate in my hands, and I have to like grab them again, and I like more carefully
force
tie them
together
or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
probably
imagining
force them together. Yeah.
This is like
Or
Dellon or
determination.
Bondsmith level stuff, where you're just having like, no, you will be united. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, and then Alphons, you hear a voice in your mind. Hello?
Hey, Magic Man.
Sounds like Keanu Reeves. The voice sounds like Keanu Reeves.
You sound like you just like he came up from a coma and you're like, hey, buddy. Hey, Magic Man, how's it going?
Yeah, my buddy here, Cantarius, did a brain thing.
I'm trying to think of how Gorath's first impression of Alphons would be.
Well, he's raving drunk right now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think
I don't
Gorath
know
says,
if Cantarius thought
yeah.
far ahead.
Gorath says, your mind is a mess. What happened to you?
Alphons, you should just make an essential discipline roll. And
I think since he's drunk, or he knows, I think he can just see everything that's wrong with him.
Oh, right. Yeah. He just has like full access to your brain there. Gorath is just like, oh my. Well, I'm sorry, why did this happen?
I'm gonna bring you here with magic.
Using the spatial discipline over such a great distance is not recommended.
I'm good at this. Don't worry.
Cantarius, I want this bond to be broken. Cantarius.
Cantarius can't hear you.
Cantarius is like intellectually swimming back to where we were.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. Can he help me?
The first thing I want you to do is make a drinking test. Let's see how drunk you actually are.
I don't have that unlocked.
I believe it's based on fort. So
yeah,
it is. Yeah,
I know drunking is a skill, but I don't think drinking is a skill.
It's based on fort.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
No, drunking is the dwarven version of drinking.
Yeah, drunking is getting drunk as fast as possible.
What's
drinking is holding your liquor.
It's also only a skill that dwarves can get. Drunking.
Usually this is against it's like a versus test that you're doing. I'm thinking maybe the ob is your fort. No, wait, I guess it would be the opposite way around. What do we guys how much did you drink? You described a lot.
Yeah.
You said it takes a lot to get you drunk though. So I think
it's because he has Gray Shade Fort. Right? Like that doesn't change the ob, it just makes it easier to get the ob. The thing is, he doesn't have this. He doesn't have the skill. Well, because this is how many obstacle penalty is going to get for trying this.
No. I'm just talking like out of character. Like, why did Cantarius think this was a good idea to let Alphons do this now? He should be making him try to destroy the orb drunk. You should be trying to convince him to destroy the orb.
You should try to convince me to like make myself not drunk.
Yeah, no, I was thinking. I was just assuming
roll
that
this
Alphons
first.
would just do that.
No, I want the test.
Let's roll this first just to see, because if you succeed, then maybe you weren't actually as drunk as you seemed, right? Let's make it an ob 2 drinking test.
Okay.
That's gonna make it like hard for you to pull off with G3, but
Oh, okay. I'll spend two
spend
fate
two
on
fate.
that.
Okay. Yep, 2 successes out of 4. Not a bad chance.
How do I make this gray from the fate thing?
There's a little B next to it. You can change that to G. Just make sure you change it back.
Nope, not 22 ob. 2.
Oh, that wasn't good.
That wasn't good.
Yeah, so I think you're gonna have a +2 ob penalty basically.
Okay.
The equivalent of 2 superficial. Actually, I don't know if I can do.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to give you 2 superficial. Yeah, there we go.
I don't think he was talking to you.
Oh wait, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
So no, sorry, I'm trying to make sure that it's doing this right, but it's not. It's not giving you 2 superficial wounds. So just add 2 to whatever the ob is.
Okay.
After the fact. Or when you put it in. Okay, so yeah, Alfons is definitely very drunk.
I stand up and I'm like, I like start doing like magical like hand motions, and then I just like fall. I got it.
So Cantarius, you see this? I assume you're gonna like drag him to some water.
Yep.
Try to sober him up.
Yep.
So yeah, do we just see that?
I was thinking he would make an essential discipline roll.
No, that's true. You
Just,
can try
like,
to bleed it away,
clean him out of
Alfons.
I genuinely assumed, Jared, that you were going to just have yourself like do that before you made the roll, and like you're like talking to Gorath like, and then you're just like, yeah, all right, let's bring him here. It's 100% what I assumed.
The thing is, Jared or what's his face? Alfons wants to be drunk right now, so
true. So yeah, I'll go throw you in some water then. Try and sober you up. Do you want me to roll for that? What would that roll be?
You're welcome. I'll throw you in some water. You're welcome.
Ugly truth.
That's
You're
kind of
drunk,
funny,
don't be an
but yeah. I don't know if there is a roll. I think it just takes some time, right?
Sure.
Can I roll a health test to see how long it takes?
It just takes me some time dunking him under the water,
Oh yeah, health test makes sense. Let's have you make an ob 4 health test, and if you get ob 4, then you're sobered up pretty quickly. But then the margin of failure will determine how long it is instead.
Right.
If you fail,
I'm gonna do my magic man things to help.
Okay, if you do so, you're having +2 ob on these.
Oh, okay, that's fine. What's the? Oh, yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, so just add it into the final ob there. That extra 2, so we know exactly what the difficulty is.
The ob then. Okay.
Nice.
Lots of 6s.
And this is to give you
+3
advantage dice?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go for it. The health test doesn't have the increased ob though.
Yeah.
It's just 4. There you go. Yeah, so it doesn't take that long, Cantarius. We just see you, hard cut to. I think honestly we see, yeah, exactly. We see Alfons do this, right? He's like moving his hands. He's like, falls over. Don't worry, I'll do it. And then Cantarius is just like arms crossed, looking down at him, and then we just hard cut from that moment to, right, face in a feeding trough of like Dellon's horse, right? Filled with water, or whatever. Comes out again, and Alfons like, the classic scene we've all seen a million times. Yeah, so I think maybe we just see that real quick, and then Alfons is like, okay, like I'll do it, and then we cut from there to like Dellon or Theo, and we'll get something from them before we jump back to you guys. Either or both is fine with me. Depends on what you guys want to do this session here.
No, we should just pray, Oh,
that's true. You guys could work together to do some prayer at the beginning here. That makes sense.
Well, I would just want to do that because that's like my whole thing. But I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like the first thing you'd be
that's
like,
what
okay,
Theo's
tell me
wants
where
to
to
do.
go. Tell me where to start. I'd be like, let's see. What
I
you
think,
do.
yeah, we should see Theo, like an opening scene for Theo. Or like Theo just walks in and he's just like, why don't we all just pray about it,
Yeah.
y'all?
Man.
He's not a
Completely different
hippie.
Theo.
Yeah. I'm just trying to take a look
I mean,
at
He's kind of done that the whole time. It's just who he's asking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Theo, the main thing you wanted to do was ask the Great God's guidance for the next step against the demons.
Yeah. It wants specifically ask, like, where do I go? Like if possible, tell me where they are or how to defeat them. Like, where are they right now? And what do you want me
I mean,
to do?
you pretty much know that. The issue is that like they kind of have control over like half the city. So, Theo, I guess first question: do you try to seek out Dellon to help get help in faith? You can get Ichia, no problem.
Because then I don't get challenging rules if I have too many people helping me.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, yeah. So this is Theo. Where are you when you do this prayer alone?
In his quarters.
I assume in Dellon's estate, I think is where everybody's staying right now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yep, so we see you like, on the floor, cross-legged, doing your meditation thing, and then, let's make a faith roll, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I think this is Ob 5. Let me double check real quick here.
I need a tougher
guidance.
Ob, though.
Let me check.
I want to know. Okay.
Okay, so there's two different things you could do. So inspiration, I think, is the thing you're looking for. It's Ob 7. A priest may call upon his deity for a revelation or knowledge. This is dangerous prayer because the divinity knows much and will often reveal that which the priest did not intend to learn. This is like the direct, like, give me the actual answer to the question, as opposed to guidance, which is like, give me the metaphorical direction in which I
kind of want to just see, like, because here's what I'm thinking. If he wants to know, he's praying for the highest thing, and if the God, if God gives it to him, then great. That's what he was supposed to do. If he doesn't, then there's something missing. Like, I'm supposed to figure this out by myself, or to some extent, like I'm asking the wrong questions almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think that's what he's like. Well,
you're
I
taking
don't know
it as an answer in and of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's have you make the Ob 7 faith test, shall we?
I might as well spend persona.
Yeah, Artha doesn't affect the difficulty, so yeah, go for it.
I really need that challenging, and I might as well, if I can someday, if possible, like white shade my faith.
Mm-hmm.
I can't use meditation to help a faith roll, right? I thought I couldn't. Or like roll and then it like hurts it or something.
Like a link test? Yeah. You can't do a link test?
I mean, maybe, but like as a point, Theo, it's probably not going to work, and you're just going to make it harder for yourself, which I don't think you want. Like, it's already going to be a challenging test at this point. I don't think you.
Well, then I'm just thinking of it. Eventually, I have to use will to actually. Oh, maybe I should wait, because I do want to.
That's true. You do need to put some more persona, or no, you just need faith on will. You don't actually need to spend any more persona on will.
I need faith on what do you what?
You need fate on will to
oh yeah. So
four
what
more
I'm thinking
fate
is
and 2 more deeds.
Instead of making rolls now, I can just save it for when I actually do, because like all I need to do is spend fate, so I could.
Again, I don't think it matters for what you need to do. Like, you don't need to succeed on the tests that you do for.
No, but I'm saying I need to actually make a meditation roll, not a faith roll, because.
Yeah, but spending persona on this faith roll won't hinder that in the future.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I need to spend faith anyways. Okay, yeah, sure.
You have 5 persona.
I'll spend 2 because I really want it.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna have to do it challenging either way.
Yeah.
So so.
Whoa!
Let's go!
Wow.
New season, new Theo.
Let's
nice,
go.
nice.
It's not even gray shaded yet.
I know. Okay, yeah, mark that challenging test, my friend.
Let's go. I needed 1, so I'll
awesome.
save that second one for. It's rewarding me for spending persona.
Yeah. All right, cool. So your question was what we do, like what's the next step? Like where are the demons? How do we get?
How do I win? Like
How do you
what
win?
is the
Yeah,
goal?
uh-huh.
Like, do I need to get these or not? Or do I need to destroy them? Or do I need to hide them? Undestroyable.
What is the best
Theo?
way through or past?
Yep, Theo. Okay, this is what you get from this. You're suddenly standing on a ledge, looking out over the world. It's like a weird kind of cliff face that is kind of out of nothing. You're looking out over the world somehow. You see this like strange dark cloud, this strange dark storm that covers the world, like the demon atmosphere thing, right? That's like covering the world right now. And you see that there are stars beyond this cloud, right? Stars that you can't see. Obviously, you guys can see the stars physically, but like, in a kind of weird magical spiritual sense, there's like stars beyond there that are trying to reach you, right? They're trying to come and help you, but this cloud cover is blocking them. Now, if you destroy the artifacts, it's likely that this cloud cover will remain forever. There's probably nothing you can do to, like, maybe there is, like, there's always the possibility that you could do something crazy or Cantarius could figure something out. But I think the answer you get here is you shouldn't destroy the artifacts, right? And whether, Cantarius can still try to do so, he can disagree with Theo in this moment. But Theo seems pretty sure, as a direct, inspiration from the great god, that God is telling you, yes, they lied about the prophecy, right? Like they blotted out the right stars in the sky to make the prophecy say what they want it to do. But that doesn't mean that it's all false. There was something there, something true. Achia could still figure it out, right? There's something even beyond what she discovered with her like Ob-10 astrology roll she did that one time. There's still something that could happen, like another destined event beyond the one that destroys everything, right? Okay. That could save everyone and could do so in such a way that the cloud cover of demons is gone forever. You need all the artifacts to do that. So you have a choice before you. Destroying the artifacts, any number of them, would indeed mean that the demons cannot use it to free themselves. But it also means that you're kind of stuck in this limbo state, at least as far as Theo knows and understands. That is what the world would be left with, is like, so
basically the demons remain, but the cloud, whatever that functionally does between us and God. So yeah,
it's not to say that like the demons would never bother you ever again. It's just that right now the demons have such a firm foothold over this planet that needs to be removed if this planet is to ever have any real hope of like winning in a larger sense, right, against this threat. Pushing outward and actually like doing something good, becoming better than they were, getting free finally from the demon's control. And you need the artifacts to do that. You think there's a way to do it. You think that you're the destined one to figure it out, right? You felt for a long time now that this order thing, this prophecy thing actually meant something and that you're destined to figure it out. And I think this is a pretty clear revelation that you're right. You need all the artifacts to do that.
So I know a lot, but I don't know everything, or I don't know the specifics of it. I just know. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. You know
that you see this Cantarius, like Cantarius is going to come to you and talk to you at some point about like destroying this artifact or whatever, or you're going to walk into the conversation between you and Alfons, something like that, right? And you see that in this like vision, and you know that like that's not the answer. At least from Theo's perspective. Like, again, Connor, this isn't me telling you necessarily as the GM on high, don't destroy the artifact or whatever. There's still a chance that you could figure something else out. Theo, from the Great God, though, has gotten you can use the artifacts for good, right? Like, destroying them will for sure delete a possible path that could be really good for the world.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'll depend on how this is communicated to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do there, Theo?
Well, like he comes back into like reality, and like at first there's like almost
real quick. Actually, one last thing you see in the vision is you see a couple of stars that are already on the planet, right? You're kind of, this is all like a weird metaphor vision. You see a couple of bright lights. You see like the city of Lucerta, right? As if it's like this weird like model city, it's like scale model or whatever, kind of rising up from the earth. And you see a couple of shining lights approaching the city, as if like there are stars up there that can't get to you that could help you, but there are some stars still here that are on their way to help you. So there's help is on the way. You're about to meet some people who could help you with what's about to happen here.
Okay. And I don't know who. Yeah, I obviously don't know.
You don't know who they are yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he comes back and like he can I describe the scene? Like,
Yeah.
can I kind of break the bounds just for the sake of?
Go ahead and tell me what you're thinking, and
I was
be
thinking
to it
like,
if I need to.
he has like a black cloud over his eyes, like physically, like obviously just the audience sees this, and he's like levitating like a foot off the ground, and then he kind of like snaps to, and then he kind of falls to the ground, and he kind of gasps, where he's like,
yeah.
He just shows
Adam,
up in reality.
to be fair, Faith already has stuff like that in the description, like weird stuff like that happens around people with high faith. So yeah, for sure.
And so he just kind of like falls because he was like levitating. I mean, obviously he's not like concerned about that. It was just from the audience perspective, he's just like being like lifted and then just dropped after he snapped to. Yeah. And I think the first thing he does is run to Asia because she's the she's the stargazer. I don't know whatever.
She's the astrologer. Yeah,
astrologer. So do I need to roll like to find her or something? Or
I think so. I don't think you have a relationship with her, and she also has a job now, so like you can't just necessarily find her whenever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's have you make a circles test there. Let's see.
Do not have very good circles. I think I have 1.
Yeah, you have 3 in circles, but you don't really have a whole lot to help you here. Yeah, I think you can. I think it's an ob 3. Unfortunately.
Ooh,
I don't think either of your reputations work. Like you have an infamous reputation as a traitor to the gods and the man of 10,000 lives, neither of which is particularly relevant for Achia herself. So yeah, I think it's just an ob 3 against 3. Failure here just means you can't get to her right away. She's busy and like has a job and stuff, and you'll have to find her later. You'll have to talk with someone else first. Hey, that's not too bad. You could coin flip it with a 1 fate.
Sure, why not?
It. All right, yeah. So again, this just means that like Theo has to talk to someone else first, right? If he wants to talk to anyone about this, someone besides Achia is the place to go. Here's a question: does Theo go to Cantarius? Does Theo go to Dellon?
He actually might go to Dellon first because I think Dellon would believe him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cantarius might be, obviously. Sure. I think he's going to go to Dellon actually first. Normally, he would go to Cantarius. It's just in this particular
No, that makes total sense. It's the faith thing, right?
Yeah.
Dellon, what are you in the middle of doing? And we can maybe make a roll or something based on what you've been doing, right? And then we can have Theo show up.
He's probably trying to figure out. I think the most urgent thing for him is figuring out what happened to his sister.
Sure. Yeah.
She's just gone, as far as I know, right? Or is because she? I know her son
to
is
be
part
fair,
of the cult,
actually,
but she's not there, right?
It's been a week.
Right.
I think you at least know that there have been sightings of Luca, right? Alfons' son.
Yeah.
And he has been basically like, holding Faustus's hand and like holding up his hand to the people, like helping them, like blessing them or whatever. You know that he's with her. Or he's with Faustus. You don't know what happened to your sister yet.
Yeah. So he's trying to figure out.
How do you think you would go about doing that? Like, is this a circles test to find a person who knows?
Yeah.
Is there another skill here that makes sense?
Well,
do you command some people to go search it out for you?
Trying to look at what was my other thing?
Hey, you have a relationship with her, actually.
Oh. But I mean, that doesn't mean I can find her if she's missing, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
It should make the test like possible, though, right?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I still don't think you could circles her up, but you could roll. You could. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 main options here, or three options. Several of which
one of which doesn't seem like the best option. But Dellon could just go out searching himself, right?
Right.
Dellon could order some people to go do it, and we could make a roll for them. Or you could make a circles test to like ask people around, like, do you know, like, and kind of like make some social connections there to figure out if someone knows about where Ipina is.
Yeah, I mean the most obvious thing, since I know that her son is with the, the cult or whatever, and his dad is there, he'd probably just, he'd probably just go there and see if, because they have the kid, so they must have some idea what happened to her. So he'll probably go, probably not to Faustus, but to his dad, and just
to Elon, yeah.
Be like, all right, where is she?
Okay,
is Elon part of the cult?
Yeah, he like officially, he and Faustus like officially threw their weight behind.
What a chump,
Luca.
Luca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we kill him.
Well, there's a non-zero chance that's how this goes. We'll see.
Yeah. So I think what we see is Dellon's getting ready to go out and do that.
Yeah.
And that's when Theo shows up and has.
I think
Dellon, I had a vision.
He busts in panting. It's like, we need to talk, Dellon.
I'm being dressed.
We probably see like a Holy Knight Squire or something, like putting on your armor for you, Dellon.
Okay.
I think he's got kind of like a worried look on his face. He's not even looking at Dellon. He's just kind of like walks in. He's like, man, I gotta tell you this thing. I got this thing that happened. He's like, I had a vision.
I probably look at the Squire and I'm like, look at you, like making sure it's fine that we're talking in front of other people. I don't know how important this is necessarily.
Actually, I don't know, because I don't know if I trust everybody. Like, I trust my friends, but I wouldn't I don't know. If
probably good not to let a random Squire hear like, this is the secret to save the world, Dellon.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he's like who knows? A Squire could be part of the cult. I don't know. Like secretly, you trust this Squire? I don't know. I think he kind of like looks at the Squire, kind of like, can you leave?
I think I turn to him and I say, send a runner to Mendetto and tell him I need to speak to him. And Mendetto's that's the name of the
new
guard
commander.
Yeah, right. Okay, just making sure. So I'm gonna send him to go deliver a message that I need to speak to Mendetto, and that'll give us some time. And then I'll just start like doing my own little ties and stuff. Mm-hmm. What is it, Theo?
I think there's like if there's like a window, he kind of like walks up to a window. He's like, "The great, I asked the great God to speak to me, and he showed me a vision."
Okay.
You have to believe me. I saw the artifacts. Can't destroy them. It's not that we can't, but we mustn't. We must not.
Right. Now, sorry, in character, because I don't know, I don't remember exactly where my in character knowledge lies compared to my actual knowledge. Dellon knows, right, that these were created by as
far as you know, the gods created them.
Yeah, because we had that one vision where it was like the gods and they were all like in a table
in a circle,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he just nods. He says, I mean, that makes sense. The stewards created them for a reason, whether they're particularly trustworthy or not. I mean, I assume they did it for their own ends, so we can probably trust that they're important, at least. I'm not wasn't aware out of character that we were planning on destroying them, so I feel like this is probably also news to Dellon.
Yeah, like Dellon probably wasn't maybe thinking about the fact that it's okay. The main thing Dellon knows is that you should keep them away from Faustus.
Right.
That's probably like the overriding sense you have of what they are.
Yeah, I know that they're keeping the demons as smoke, and that we shouldn't bring them together. Right. So yeah. Yeah, I think he frowns. He's like, sorry, who was discussing destroying? I wasn't aware that this was the intention.
I knew that. I knew Cantarius kind of want or might try to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like outside of the question that Theo might have thought that, but I don't think Cantarius ever explicitly told you anything.
We can use them somehow to save everything.
Okay,
I think it's fine that I think it's fine that Theo knows Cantarius enough to have assumed that was his plan. I
think both Cantarius and Theo both were like, if we can destroy them, let's destroy them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
But
you just didn't have any clear way to figure that out, and so Cantarius is just actually taking a step towards it now.
You use them in what way, Theo? What do you mean?
I don't know. Somehow we can use him to save everything.
Well,
Everything.
I mean, and
in his visions, in Cantarius' visions, he sees some sort of cloud,
right.
some dark cloud above the earth, and somehow the artifacts, they can remove it somehow, at a cost, but at a minor cost to restore things to their proper balance.
Well,
somehow, I don't know.
The artifacts were created to contain, or I suppose weaken the demons.
I think you guys know that the metaphor that has been used in the past is they are keys that lock a door.
Right.
Right. And so they all put together, they are the keys that unlock the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that was in character that he was saying that. So if these could be used to somehow destroy the demons, why would the stewards not have just done that? Why would they have locked them away and created keys if they had the secret to just destroy them entirely? Or
Theo, something to add to your vision. You saw a moment where a bunch of stars aligned, and that was the moment where the artifact could be used. So there's like a particular moment in time, some sort of harmonic convergence or something like that. Right? Like the stars are going to align on a particular moment where it's possible.
Yeah. There's a time. So that they're keys. The artifacts are keys somehow, and we can't destroy them. But also, there's a cost. There's something that will remove the cloud above the planet. Separation between us and, I believe, God Himself. Something has clouded our relationship to the gods or to God, the heavens, the heavens somehow. I don't know exactly, but the keys are what we need, and there's time, and I don't know. I have to speak to Aisha. She could find out what this time is. I don't exactly know.
Yeah, HEM mentioned that the cloud obstructs or attempts to astrology and communication in that manner. So yes, I mean I think it's as literal as it is figurative. This cloud, and I mean the issue here, Theo, is that we are in possession of, I think, one of these artifacts. And in order to find the others, we'd have to bring it to the person who has them all. And if we do that wrong, then we give him all of the keys to the door. The one that he's locked behind.
You're right.
It's a pretty significant gamble.
We can't bring Alfons on this journey. We know that. They'll try everything they can to obtain the orb. And we just can't risk that. But we have to get the keys. They're going to come at Alfons with full force, but we got to get those keys with our full force. We have to restore things. We can't leave. This is our only chance to restore things to the way it was, to bring the people true salvation once again.
Well, we knew we'd have to bring the fight to Faustus at some point. Did you know when this alignment occurs? Do we have time? We're going to have to mobilize a significant amount of people and legitimize a lot of violence before this is over.
We have time, but not enough. We have to speak to Aisha first. We have to know how much time we have.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, so is this something that Dellon would be like, okay, I'm going to put off what I'm doing to go do that instead? Or are you going to be like, okay, I'm doing this thing now. Do you want to come, Theo?
Yeah, he says, I have some personal things I need to address, and they are pressing. But if you want to speak with Achia, I'm sure she'll be willing to put her skills to work. She can read the stars, see what they say. This should be, I mean, like you said, if it is really just an alignment of the celestial bodies, then she should be the best person to ask.
We'll have to convince Cantarius.
Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, because you can't find HE right now anyway. Probably the next place Theo needs to go is Cantarius to make sure he doesn't destroy the orb.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the only artifact we have is the orb, and it's firmly embedded in the Alphonse's chest. I don't think destroying that is going to be an option anyways. I don't think we have to be concerned.
There's one more thing, Dellon.
Yeah.
When I looked at the cloud, behind it there was stars reaching out for us, reaching out for something or trying to communicate with us somehow. I don't know what they are, but all I know is some of them, a few of them, are here, and I think we need to find them.
You speaking metaphorically or literally? I mean, there are stars behind the clouds.
No, there's something. I don't know if they're the saints or just or the artifacts themselves or items. I don't know, but whatever it is, I believe they're people or some sort of entity that is different or special in some way, and we need to find them.
And they are allies or enemies, or was it not specific?
Definitely allies.
Allies. I believe they're allies, crucial allies that could be the difference of winning or losing this war.
Well, we'll have to keep our eyes open then.
Cool. Yeah, so I think probably Theo goes off to Cantarius, right?
Yeah.
But let's follow Dellon for a moment here and have you make that roll. Are you gonna just make a circles roll then, you think, to try to find someone who knows?
I was
you were just gonna go straight to them.
Yeah, although I was going to communicate with Mendetto first and see if I can bring some. I'm gonna try and kill two birds with one stone here and see if the Holy Order is gonna operate the way it ought to.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we follow Dellon as he goes and meets with Mendetto.
Mm-hmm.
And Dellon, in the meantime, in the past week, you have gotten word of what happened with Maria, where there was like a big crisis there. Yeah, where Mendetto captured some spies that he thought were Techo spies, right? Techo spies that would have... Yeah, they're actually Shoei spies, and we're trying to instigate war between them. Maria figured this out and stopped them.
Yeah.
So you know that... not that I knew, just for your information, see that's coloring, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Has that had any ramifications in the last week politically? Like,
yeah. So I don't know how aware Dellon. Well, I guess he's the bishop, so he's partly aware of this.
Yeah, there's probably people keeping me aware, even if I'm not active.
Yeah. So I think Maria it has kept you aware of the kind of developing situation there politically. Basically. Tekoni is basically secure at this point. Like, there's no real fear that Tekoni is going to side with Shoei against them. Seems like that's pretty much clearly stated by them at this point. Okay. So that kind of plot has resolved itself, except for the fact that now it does seem like something weird is happening with New Umhati, which is the country that Theo's from. They're Garrick in nature, so they're related to you guys. But it does seem like they're starting to become, they're doing that thing, and Maria explains this to you, basically like, this isn't happening explicitly, but like all the moves that they're making point towards the fact that they're going to side with Shoei against
they're being
us.
cagey
Right? Yeah, like they're being distant. Communication is starting to break down. They're changing some trade routes. Like they're starting to not re-sign contracts with us. Like something is happening here, and so like that's what she's trying to deal with right now, is like make sure that this country doesn't go to war with us.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. Then or sorry. What was the direction we were going there? Sorry.
No, you're good. So then Mendetto would be. Right. I don't think he's as directly involved with that. He's involved with like the peace and order of the city.
Yeah.
So I think he's on the lookout for more spies. That's his paranoid thing right now, is he's doing.
Right.
So that's probably where you find him as you enter, as he's like getting a report from someone.
I see. Okay. Yeah, Dellon will wait for the report to be finished, and then.
Yeah, and it's basically along the lines of, I know we haven't found anyone yet, but like We have a lead that we're following. We think it might be a new Amhati spy. And then, says something like, the new ambassador they sent is, being very difficult with us and not giving us the information we need to do our job, sort of a thing. Yep. And so Mededo dismisses him, and he looks up from his desk, and he's like, he has, a bunch of reports and stuff on his desk. But he also, does Mededo know how to read, actually? Let me check that real quick. Of course he doesn't. So yeah, he's just getting oral reports from people then, I guess.
That's funny. I like how the leader of the Holy Order of Knights can't read orders, apparently.
He probably has a secretary that does it for him.
Yeah.
That's probably there's probably a person here right now, like writing something down for him. But yeah, he does actually, you noticed this, Dellon, he has like a Bible on his desk, or, whatever the equivalent would be for this religion, right? Kind of underneath a sheaf of papers, but you notice it. And yeah, he looks up to you very tired, and he just says, Dellon, I'm sorry, what can I do for you, Bishop?
I see you're brushing up. He looks down at the book.
Yes, I felt it was important that I know what I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Glad to see it. How have things been progressing with the order?
Progressing how?
Just, like him.
Or just in general?
His settling in.
Oh, yeah. He says, eventful. I'm sure your wife has informed you of the situation we had a week ago.
Yeah.
I was lucky to have her. She ensured that I didn't make a big mistake. I was going to hang those men and denounce Teco.
Yeah, she's good at that sort of thing. I need to make use of the Holy Knights before we potentially concern ourselves with external threats. We have some internal issues I need to deal with.
Yeah. He looks up and he says, may I know what these are?
There's a certain it's a cult, right? Technically.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know it's like it's sort of like just a new denomination of what
I'd say maybe call it a sect.
Yeah.
It's like the neutral term for it.
Great. There's I guess, sect or cult, whatever you want to call it, that has risen up around my nephew. And I have reason to believe they may have kidnapped my sister in order to have access to him. And I can't explain it further, but I have very concrete reason to believe that they are going to be a problem. They've made friends with some very dangerous people who I don't know if they're aware of how dangerous they are, but at any rate, I need to go there and ensure that they're not guilty of kidnapping my sister, and then I need to determine whether they're a danger to the church and the city at large. And that will be much easier to do with some old friends at my side.
Yeah, he definitely seems like there's something going on in his mind where he's like parsing through maybe orders he's gotten from Sergio or whatever, right? There's something else that he's thinking about as you're explaining this to him. And I think he says, I was told that you might be requesting something like this. I, of course, am obligated to obey the bishops as I am called. But I would ask, your uncle asks that you would speak to him first. He has something he wishes to discuss with you related to this that I think might be important. Basically, like, I'll give you the Holy Knights, but like, your uncle talked to me about this situation beforehand, and he wants to talk with you about the specifics here.
Okay. Well, all right. I suppose I can speak to him first, but get things prepared. I have a feeling he won't change my mind.
Yeah, he nods, of course.
And then, yeah, I suppose I'll. Good luck. No.
Yeah, and as you turn to leave, he says, Dellon?
Yes.
I'm sorry that it
You say,
came
"I
down
love
to
you."
this. I know. I know that
Oh, I love you.
I shouldn't be the person in this position. But I promise you, I'm trying to do what's right here.
I believe you, Mendetto. None of this has been your fault. You were just a good candidate. That's not your fault.
But it is now my responsibility.
Yes. You need to understand that Sergio is not the man he was when, a few years ago, when I knew him before he became the Pope. What do we actually call him?
I think like is either like the high priest of Ceran or the
Yeah,
vicar of
the
the great
high-
god.
Call him the vicar sounds cool. I'll call him that. Pope. I can't say that with a straight face. So
the word has been ruined for all of us forever.
I suppose, yeah. He's not the same man he was before he became the vicar. He keeps very questionable company and has made every effort to foil my attempts to do perfectly reasonable things within my job. And I know that he is your and my direct superior, but I need you to understand that anything he says, you should be careful to consider it. I know you are a good man, and ultimately doing what's right is important to you. So I feel like you should understand that what's right and what the vicar says, I'm not sure they're the same thing anymore.
He looks down at like the Bible he's been reading, which it's probably not quite the same as like the original text that Dellon would read. It's like the official canon version of
the sanitized
with all
version.
the addition. Yeah, the sanitized version, exactly. And he looks down and like that there's like you've directly contradicted the words of that book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks back at you and he says, "As I said, Dellon, I'm trying to figure out what it is I believe from this book, from you. None of it makes any sense right now."
Can I make a doctrine test to basically infer that, like, I mean, so the vicar is obviously a position with a lot of authority, right? But he's also still a human in the literal sense and fallible. And so I feel like I can make a doctrinal argument that like somebody can have been the right person for this position and fall away, right? They can be twisted, even though they're in such a high position, right? And maybe there's a story of somebody who was, someone like David, right, who was a man after God's own heart, but still did something really stupid, like murder someone so he could sleep with his wife.
Yeah, and it's like no, that was still wrong. He wasn't like infallible somehow when he did that. Yeah,
and it's just that in this case, he's not repented of that sort of thing. He's just continued down the wrong road, right?
Sure. That sounds like so. Your goal here would be to convince him that that's the case.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm
thinking this is a suasion test with doctrine forked in, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Like you have stuff from doctrine you can point to, but I think the main thing is like convincing him as like a man with an eternal soul.
Can I argue ugly truth? Because basically my intention here isn't to get him to do anything. My intention is to change his perspective,
his beliefs. Right? Yeah.
Sure. And also I feel like the vicar is a fallible man and he's not a good person. Is kind of like an ugly truth.
Makes sense to me.
Thanks. I have fewer dice, but the odds tend to be easier.
The odds, yeah.
And I think that makes more sense with what I'm trying to accomplish anyways.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's poo.
It's poo.
So stating the obvious worst possible outcome is odd one. That's not what this is. This is more complicated than that.
Yeah.
ugly truth about family, friends, complex political situation.
I mean, he's my family, but I don't really know that that's
it's not
necessarily what it means.
I
I
think
mean, those statements are pretty vague.
I think it's op 4. I think it's ugly truth about a complex political situation.
That sounds fair. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You can fork in suasion and doctrine, certainly.
Okay. Doctrine. Can you? Well, foreign doctrine probably doesn't help me here because
so. You can fork in persuasion as well.
Okay. Can I do command since I'm his like superior in the church?
I don't know if you're giving him any sort of command here. It sounded like a conversation between equals.
Okay, then instruction for the same reason.
Yeah, instruction makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to teach him about the particular doctrine here.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm not giving a speech. Can I fork in oratory? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all of them.
Yep. Ob 4.
I will spend an Artha on this because I have enough, and I think it's probably important.
Go for it.
Record that. Okay. It's 4, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was going to happen. But I will spend... I only have 2 fate. Rough. Well, deception's almost over. I'll spend 2 fate on that.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. I knew that was going to happen.
2 ones.
I got snake eyes there. Yeah, of course I did.
It's so bad.
I don't think that I have anything trait-wise here.
You do not.
I have commanding aura. No, that's not the right. That's not the right one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of one that Cantarius has where he does a reroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably meaning that like he doesn't believe you. I don't know if he like he knows exactly. He doesn't like solidify his mind necessarily.
Do I get?
In that moment.
Sorry, do I get advantage dice for reputations or affiliations? I know we've done that before, but I have a lot of.
I don't think here makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess being the bishop doesn't add any weight to my argument.
Yeah, I mean, like he's like the commander of the Holy Knights now. Like I just think like your relationship has changed. It's not the same situation as it was before. Like if this was you as the whole commander of the Holy Knights, just talking to him, the colonel, that maybe makes sense. But I don't think so.
The reputation with the church. I mean, because he's a part of the church now, right? That's why I'm wondering if those would help me being the bishop and having the affiliate, like the affiliation reputations mechanically. I mean, not the. I
don't think so. Okay. Not here anyway.
All right.
And partially just because we've already made the roll and
right.
we always do this where we try to add in dice after the fact. But yeah, I think I'll call it as a no for this one. Yeah, so I think this is him just basically his path has been tweaked slightly and he's heading now in the direction of I should listen to Sergio. Sergio knows what he's saying. Like, yeah. All right, cool. So we see you head off to go talk to Sergio. And then I think let's cut over to Cantarius and Alfons again. Let's have you guys try to bring Gorath here, and then Theo will probably show up after that. So Alfons, you're trying to spatial discipline.
Yeah.
I guess this is a arcane action test is what this is. Physical test. This is going to be pretty difficult because you're literally transporting a dude from like 2 countries away. Well, maybe 1 country away, but still. I don't know. What are we thinking? I could see this as an ob 10. Like it's literally like the other side of, it's like a country away.
But I don't think it matters the spatial discipline, does it? How far away it is? Because I mean,
yeah, no, it does. I've actually from the beginning of this magic, I've always determined that like, space really does matter. Like most of the time, people are using this for like shorter jumps.
Okay, so the farther away it is, the
harder it is. Yeah,
harder it is.
let's see here. What are the normal modifiers? Because, like, for example, the breadth of the target, like how far away or whatever, matters. I guess it only affects one person, but it's still like encompassing a whole bunch. Because basically what he's doing right now is he's doing arcane action, which is maybe used to pass any simple physical test, pushing, leaping, grabbing, thrusting. The idea here being, instead of having Gorath run all the way to Ceran, Alfons is, letting Gorath do that in an instant, as a substitute, with spatial discipline. But that would take a long time and a high ob to literally run from there to Ceran. So, I don't know. What do you think, Jared? Do you think it would be lower than 10?
I don't know. Connor, what do you think? You're good at arguing for.
It's a 9 for sure.
It only needs to last one test, right? This is just an instantaneous thing. It's only affecting one person, but the distance is the most important factor here. I think I'll give it to you as a 9. I could see it as a 10 to you, but you've also set up things here to make it a little bit easier. So yeah, I'll say I'm 9. That's fine. Fine with me.
Connor, are you helping me?
I don't have the special discipline.
You can find some way to finagle the other discipline to help.
I genuinely don't think I can. Intellectual discipline, I already used that to make this roll possible. I don't think
you opened my mind.
I'll let
that's what it did, isn't it?
Yeah, Connor, what did you get on that? You got over. Okay, yeah. I'll let you get an advantage dice, Alfons, from the successful linked test that was Cantarius' roll with intellectual discipline, right?
Since I rolled so well on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got over the ob, so.
Oh, how many over the ob did he get? That should be the.
No, it's just one.
Okay. And I think Gorath would help because he doesn't want to die.
Yeah, I guess the question. Yeah, you know what? Gorath can probably help with his physical discipline, because the part of the main issue with doing this is that it's very hard on a human body to do this over such a long space. So he's going to help Alfons with physical discipline to keep his body together.
What's his number in that?
6, so you get 2.
I assume I can't also help with physical discipline for anything with Alfons.
You could.
I don't think so.
Because it's not really
fortify my
brain.
Give my brain a little boost.
Again, that would be like probably like a separate roll though. Like it has to be immediately obvious that like you can just.
That's the aid.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to, Cantarius.
You want me to do a linked test? I only have 4 in.
It's not a linked test. It's aid. The aid skill.
Oh, what's the ob for aid?
It depends how much you want to give me.
Let me check.
1.
Physical discipline,
that
advantage.
Ob.
Advantage is harder for him than for you. So 1 die is what you're saying, Connor?
That be
ob 4 for 1 die.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah,
no, sorry, ob 5 because it's against someone who's not you.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, the rest
Although
of the
I could use a challenging roll. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, remember what happens when you fail physical discipline tests.
My
people's bodies
explodes.
rip apart.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Golden Embrace again to give me a +3.
Okay.
Are
Are you guys just out in like the yard, like the courtyard of Dellon's estate or something?
Yeah.
Right by the stables. Woof. That was a ridiculously good roll.
3.
So you gave yourself some extra dice there?
No, wait. What did I do? Oh, I put my. Wait, what did I even do here?
You added 4
Artha. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna redo that.
Yeah, do go ahead and redo that.
I think you're supposed to give yourself 2 advantage dice, and you're supposed to put the ob as 4, and I think you put Artha as 4 as well.
You did 4, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think you still would have succeeded by a long shot, but
Okay, well, there you go.
holy crap.
Less dice and more successes.
All right, so 3 from that.
That's stupid.
That was
What is this
gracious.
game?
Can
I
I
rolled
aid,
11 dice.
can I
12
aid
successes.
myself with spatial discipline and then do spatial discipline?
No, you cannot.
Okay. I could also aid with the continuous discipline, or I could just fork that into the roll.
Yeah.
What is the ob to aid with continuous?
Good question. Continuous. If I can find it. Here we go. It's normal. There's no additional penalties.
Okay, so it's the same as essential then.
Yeah, op 2 for 1, op 3 for 2, op 4 for 3. Very good. A much more reasonable roll.
Yeah, I'm not as good with this one. And I need the ability isn't learned, but it's getting close. Where is it? Oh, that's at 4 out of 6. Okay. Let's see if I can fork anything in naturally. I fork in bullcrap wise.
No. If you wanted to pretend you were doing it for Cantarius' benefit, then
Is he in a city currently?
no.
I'm in a city currently.
No.
Okay. Technique wise, this is a technique.
I don't think so.
I don't think I can fork influential in.
No.
I don't know how that one works really yet.
Oh yeah, I need to add it to your handout.
So what's the ob was 10?
Ob 9.
Oh, 9. Okay. All right. So I'm rolling with 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait.
I can make it op 10 if you want to.
No. Well, I'm rolling with 10 helping dice. So this is very possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm rolling with 16 total dice.
Definitely possible. With open-ended.
Should I spend persona?
How many you have?
I mean, it's your goal as well. So if you spend one persona on it, you could refund that persona.
I'm not gonna spend persona. Screw that noise. Help forks and advantages. Help forks and advantages. 10. Split. Artha. Screw Artha. 9. Yeah. Oof. That was so
not
bad.
Good. All right, you
Man.
could coin flip it and then coin flip it again and then coin flip it again.
Well, for 2 fate, you could roll 3 dice.
It's already
it's open-ended.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, you don't have a
Call on for magic? I don't think so.
No.
Mm,
Cantarius pretty
Wait.
much has the only call-on that works for magic. So
yeah, driven.
What was his?
Hold up, though.
We both get to
I
reroll.
used
Right?
Aura of Determination on a single effort. Right? This is still the same effort.
Let's take a look. Yeah. You might be right. Okay, this trait allows the character and everyone within his presence to reroll 1 test in a great effort.
Let's go. This is the same effort. It was bringing him. The effort was to bring him here.
In his presence to reroll 1 test in a great effort. I think we are stretching the intention behind this trait. What do you think, David?
I mean, the effort was to get what's his nose here, right? Overall, that's the. Right.
could be interpreted that way. So the trait just says this trait allows the character and everyone within his presence to reroll one test in a great effort. Usually this is for stuff like everybody made a steel test, and now everybody gets to make
Right.
another steel test.
Well, we have used this in the past on different skills. I think it was like a combat or something. I don't know, but we have used it where each person was rolling different skills and they got to reroll. So I think we've set a precedent for that. But if we don't,
It feels like too much time passed though between.
I mean, it only feels
That's
like
because
that
of the
because we
narrative.
cut away.
No,
Yeah, we cut away.
So this is the thing. There was
did you
literally
use that in
Alfons.
the last part of the thing?
Yes, exactly. Alfons was
Oh.
sobering up in between then and now. I think too much time has passed. This is a
Okay,
different-
I thought you used it at some point during all this magic rolling, and I just missed it.
No.
If it
Yeah,
was in
I'm
the
gonna say
last
no.
scene, then I probably not.
I'm gonna say no.
But
So yeah, you have
That's so
a
close.
bunch of faith there, Alphonse.
So you just
could
teleport half of
spend
them.
one just in case, right?
And
Or
that's
just to
so-
see.
Okay.
How are you going to spend all the rest of this fate? Like you have so
Yes.
much. It'd be like that post that I posted earlier.
Yeah.
You said they were rookie numbers.
Yeah, let's see pro numbers, Jared.
Come on, Jared.
3.
Okay, what do we think failure here means?
He comes, but it's like he's only half of him.
This is
That
the
means
thing.
he's
We
dead,
know
Jared.
we know that Gorath can heal from stuff like that,
What if-
right?
what
It's
if-
just
Jimmy Doe.
Oh no,
Jimmy Doe?
He's
He's
like
like-
gonna head Gorath.
What if he teleports him and he's just like unconscious, but he's like in a coma?
So here's the thing. One note about the physical discipline: we had it do like miracles in the past. The new version of physical discipline is much more toned down than the one before. He would have to give himself a particular trait like fast healing or something, right? Like to actually just like be fixed pretty quickly. I don't know. I just don't know if that's interesting. We pretty much know that happens, right? When Gorath, that's the sort of thing. I don't know. Usually failure for like Alfons is like Narani related thing. I'm not sure what might be relevant there.
Wait, so then
but-
Gorath sleeps with Narani too? I'm so confused.
So usually it's unintended effect is the one I've chosen. But it can also be enmity and infamy.
I teleport David's whole house away in exchange.
I mean, it's funny, but it's like I don't know how like fun that is for anything.
I think it's fun.
Maybe
He
you
doesn't have a
go to
house.
him.
I mean, that would certainly solve some problems.
Yes, that would be kind of funny, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would solve some
that's
problems.
too helpful, and it also makes Alphonse like literally on the other side of the world from everybody.
I
so-
mean,
Yeah, but then
hey,
he'll be
we
with
could have,
Gorath. And
yeah.
Gorath can help.
Well, he's
him
gonna
come
have,
back.
he's gonna have to make another roll to like get them both back later on. Or
We're
something.
gonna have a little mini adventure, Caleb.
I don't listen. This is Alphonse and Gorath as the only characters there. That just sounds like a terrible idea.
That sounds like the best idea. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, Gorath does he have anything that would be useful in helping them come back? Like maybe Gorath can make some rolls they can just try this again, basically, but with Gorath help.
Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't seem as interesting to me.
Kind of redundant, I suppose.
I mean, could we succeed at a great price? Is that
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more along the lines of that, right? Like if something bad happens, but you still get him here. I don't want to
Cantarius
be
is-
derailed.
Totally be
Teleport
Gorath.
Faustus too. Just
I didn't understand what anyone just said.
Yeah, we all had it.
Yeah.
I said they teleport Faustus too by accident.
Just randomly.
Just
He's just
straight
there.
to them.
Oh,
man! Just takes Alphonse and teleports away himself.
Yeah.
I mean, the demons
I-
could be aware of what we just did. That could be
Mm.
one
Oh,
or
man.
part of it.
That's true.
Gorath shows up, but he's only ahead. It's the best possible answer.
Dude, Gorath would be pretty funny.
It'd be like
He's alive,
God
like-
of War. You just stick him on your hip and he talks a lot.
Yeah, dude. I don't think you understand.
do
That
you
would
wanna
be
do this?
perfect.
Like he can talk, but he can't use his powers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He's just
Jared,
a source of knowledge.
He is
What do you wanna
yours to
do?
do with as you please. He's not
But
my
wouldn't he
character.
die if he couldn't use his magic? I mean,
Okay,
he's
so
just a
I
head.
have an idea. I have an idea here. Okay, what if he? Yeah, what if he teleports? He's just a head. He's dripping blood from his neck wound, right? But he says something like, "Man, I was positive that trait wasn't going to come in handy, but here we are." Right? Like he had given himself some magical
He has
thing.
the- what is
like,
that called?
for a contingency plan here.
What is it called? There's like a name for a person who can survive without their head. It's Dulahan or something.
I think
yeah.
that was the headless horseman.
Yeah, well, that's basically. Hold on. Maybe. Hold on.
Yeah, his body just has to blindly make its way back to him.
yeah. Okay, we'll do it. Okay, so this is what happens. Alfons, you do this. We see the shimmering in the air, the distortion, and it looks like his body is starting to appear, right? Like it's like starting to come all together, and then suddenly there's like a weird jagged in the dimensional kind of distortion, and his head and his body is kind of separate from one side to the other, and his body just evaporates, right? And it's still on the other side of the world. And then his head drops to the ground.
I think Connor and I just both scream, and that's when Theo comes in, and he sees just a head appear, and then he starts screaming.
Everyone, and you guys are like freaking out for a moment, and then like it finally comes to a stop. The head comes to a stop.
Do we roll a steel test?
Yeah, honestly, let's do that. Everybody roll a steel test.
We're like,
What's the
what?
I think it's gonna be higher than your hesitation because this isn't something that normally happens. Usually there's like increased obs for like weird magical things and stuff. So let's see what makes sense here. Oops, that's not right now. Steel.
I only need one difficult test. That's all I need for steel. And I
all
will
of you
never get it.
all of you will get a +1 die to this, like advantage die for feeling safe in a group of friends / allies. Right, you're in a safe place. But then I think, let's see, you're about to see the living dead, basically.
Does failing a steel test do anything here, though?
It's just for flavor.
Oh, okay.
We need to be able to.
It's just for us to see how they actually respond, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's embarrassing. It's bragging rights.
I think we'll just do let's do +3 ob from your hesitation. So you get a 1 die advantage and +3 ob from your hesitation.
So then +2 from hesitation total.
No, like they don't cancel each other out. Like you'll add a 1 die advantage and you'll get +3 ob to whatever your hesitation is.
Goodness.
What's the difficulty? 8?
It's whatever your hesitation is +3.
Oh. So we get 1 advantage dice. I kind of want to just roll so I can get a difficult.
Yeah.
This next roll, I just want to see what would have happened if I.
Can I not take the advantage or no?
Yeah. Or no, I don't think so. I think it's happening automatically.
Okay, still challenging. Ignore that second roll. Mine is the first roll. I just wanted to see if I had added to Artha, if it still would have been a challenging roll.
I mean, yeah, Artha doesn't change.
I have to spend 3 persona on.
No, remember, persona doesn't change the difficulty of a test.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
I will never get a difficult roll on steel, and I'll never level it up.
We should be doing this at the end of every session.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you're
Steel
right.
things.
Hey, Connor, in between
Okay.
this session and next session, I'll go back through the steel obs and give you guys some.
We should
either.
all be 10 steel by now.
You should all be higher steel for sure.
I just wanted the difficult roll.
Yeah. Okay, so you all fail this. Is that what happens? You're all just screaming.
Let's just all.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
what the heck? Like
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like,
what do I
oh
do?
my
What do I
gosh, we
do?
just killed Gorath. Like,
I think that's probably what it is. Is we're not necessarily like, oh my gosh, it's graphic. It's like, what did we just do?
yeah.
Yeah. So
what just
the
happened?
The head is rolling.
Kill Gorath.
exactly. The head is rolling, and it comes to a stop, and his eyes are closed, right? Or like maybe his eyes are open, like he's dead, right? And then it blinks, and he says, "Wow, I really didn't." Yeah, okay. This is what he says. "Wow, I didn't think that would come in handy, but I'm glad I gave myself the ability to survive with just a head."
I think we just scream again.
He's still alive.
You're like,
Like, oh my gosh, we destroyed Gorath's body.
All right, here's the thing though. Now that we've set this precedent, teleport Faustus here, man, and we win. You just teleport his head only.
It'd probably
Game
be
over.
way harder because he just like see it coming.
Cantarius would have to make the mental connection, and
Yeah, I mean, it worked fine just now.
Yeah,
I'd succeed that
teleport
roll
his
though,
head
and
away.
swing
Yeah,
him
of
here.
course. But if your intent is to only teleport his head,
True.
well, then you'd probably fail and teleport his whole body. And
Yeah.
Then the world
Yeah.
ends.
yeah,
Mhm.
The stakes are a little too high here, I think.
I should have
So on the other-
succeeded that roll. I'm so
on the other side of the
salty.
planet, we see Ludwita just see Gorath's headless body slump forward in front of her, and she's just like, "Oh no, no," and then Gorath's body stands up, kind of groping around for a moment, and I think there's probably a moment where Gorath's body like grabs her chest, and she's like, "Stop that!" Like, and then Gorath's body like shyly like, "Oh, sorry," and then Gorath's body turns around a couple times and then just starts walking, and Ludwig is like, oh no, and then just starts following his body.
And so we come back to Gorath, and he's like, "Yep, I think that will be the correct trajectory. Hopefully, he doesn't walk into too many trees. He should be
He's
here
like-
in about 2 years."
Every once in a while, just be like, "Ow!" Like,
Yeah. In
Yeah,
another
so that-
tree.
Yeah, and then Gorath says, "Well, it's a good thing we got off that island before you did this. Otherwise, man."
I can't wait for the 0.5 episode that's just like his body going on weird adventures and being attacked by stuff and just like regenerating itself anytime a dog like eats his leg or something.
Yeah. It's just poor Ludwita having to keep him from falling down a ravine, and yeah.
Lion King 1.5, the real
Yep.
story of what
Yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
Gorath's body.
Cool.
At
well,
the end, when
so
we kill Faustus, it'll turn out it was his body that caused the.
Yeah, that's right.
the very last
That's-
thing is like everything's about to be destroyed, and then Gorath's body shows up and just punches Faustus
Yeah.
across the face, like he's Hitler and he's Captain America.
There you go.
Very good. Okay, so we're starting to run out of time here. Are you guys okay with leaving the orb destruction thing? Or actually, no, wait. Theo needs to like convince you guys to like not do it. Should we still cut there and like have that conversation next time?
Yeah, we should get there.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
So I think the last thing we see then is we cut back to Dellon for a moment, and you show up with Sergio. Brief conversation I want to end on here. So Dellon, Sergio is in his study. He's not like sitting down or anything. He's like standing away from you, looking at the fireplace.
Mhm.
And I assume you get let in. And do you say anything first, or do you let him like stand there for a moment in silence?
Yeah, I'll wait for him to start talking.
On the way there, Dellon, you noticed that the palace was kind of in a buzz. Something happened. You're not sure what, right? But like
Okay.
people were milling about, slightly panicked.
Okay. Can I have
and then-
asked somebody what was going on?
Sure, yeah. And I think the only thing you got, just for flavor reasons, you got just like a half whimpered, like they're gone. They're just gone. And then
Right.
they just hear the wand just like runs off.
Okay.
And you get to Sergio, and he turns around, or I think he's still looking at like this fireplace in his study,
Yeah.
and he says, "Something happened today, Dellon."
What is that? I noticed your palace is in disarray.
The patron saints left. Anyone with a direct connection to them, favored, faithful, whoever, they've lost their magic. The saints have drawn their power from us. Something is happening in the heavens, and well, I called you here because I think the time has come to put aside our differences I don't know if
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's not true, right? I mean, like, wasn't Alfons just talking to Nerani a second ago?
So it does seem like I'll say this in canon right now. Nerani has not left Alfons, but everyone else.
Oh,
has.
okay. Well, and I still
Yep.
have magic, right? Like, I guess I try it.
Yours is connected to the Great God.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So then, I mean, I when he says that, I'm just like confused. So I'm gonna try just something little, just make sure it still works.
Connect.
Like, okay.
And
sorry,
your connection to the Great God still works, right?
Cool. Right. Yeah.
And he says as much, right? He says like, those who have a direct connection to the Great God, such as you, they have remained their power, but the saints are gone. And I think it's time, Dellon, that we put aside our differences. I don't know how the church survives this, but I know that we can't be at each other's throats if it is to survive it. And he turns then and he says, take your holy knights, do what you need to do with them. But you need to help me stabilize this mess. And that means we have to ensure that Valerio, the king, does not get to use this to take over. Are you with me, Dellon? Because if you aren't, the church falls.
Yeah, he nods. He says, I have one condition. Let's go look up the name. What's his name? Oh, yeah, okay. I have one condition. The sort of thing that happened with Constantino, that can't happen again. I know you don't mind making use of deplorable individuals, but that needs to stop. And if it does, then I'll be with you. Hi, Gwendolyn. How are you?
Yeah, that sounds like a test. It's possible, difficult, but possible. Let me take a look at his stuff real quick. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty much a straight persuasion there. It's just like you have to do this because it's in your own best interests.
Yeah. Sure.
So your ob is 7.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know.
I'll give you an advantage die because of the situation. He's more inclined to believe this.
Sure.
Or listen to you.
I don't think I
the
have
failure here will mean he lies to you and says yes and doesn't do it.
Okay. I mean,
right.
There's almost no reason to bother. But I suppose I don't think I have any forks either.
You should just spend a deeds point on it.
You should do.
I'd love to if I had one. Well, I wouldn't. I'm just keeping that for swords. But what?
Command him. Use your new skill that you got.
I can't. He's not like.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh.
Yeah. I think you can fork an ugly truth at least.
Why don't you just use your magic?
To push him?
Yeah.
Yeah, to push him to believe in him.
If I was gonna kill him, I'd just use a sword.
No,
Yeah.
just push him over and then be like, now
Oh,
do what
so
I
then
say.
I'd be above
and
him.
then if
Right,
he
yeah.
and then if he says yes, push him over again. Oh yeah, no, yeah, push him down and then you
Yeah.
command him.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, okay, here we go. Yeah. The reason I was hesitating is because I was trying to think if there's an opportunity for me to like shift here, and I need to have 2 deeds points in one season here to get a white sword.
Uh-huh.
That's all I've wanted. So I got to find a way to do that. But I got to start like doing stuff, not like my character if I'm ever going to get these. So that's why I'm trying to think.
Trying to figure out how you might have some character growth for Dellon here.
To be fair, Dellon could renege on that, what he just said, and instead say, like, I know that you used people like this in the past, and I think we need them now. Right? Like, you might have been right.
I don't know. It's only gone badly so far.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I agree that would be a good term, but I don't know if that. My other thought is he might be like, yeah, I don't think that the church does survive this in its current form, and
that's true.
It needs to be changed, right? Like, and I'm just trying, yeah. Yeah, sure. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Just roll it first and then go from there.
Or well, no, I think he's going to say something different because
Okay.
I think I don't know if this is a deeds point level thing or not. Probably not because anyway. So yeah, he says, this is Sergio. Our doctrine is pretty clear about the patron saints, and that while they used to be humans, they are infallible. They don't make mistakes. They don't abandon us, right? I don't know that there is a way that this doctrine in its current form survives this, the fleeing of its gods. But there is a true God, and he's not gone. And I do some little magic.
Yeah. You start to glow a little bit.
Yeah. And I think it's time we corrected all of this foolishness. We've let cloud the real truth. I don't want the king to take over or the church as a whole to fall, but it can't survive like it is right now. And I mean, I don't expect him to agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think maybe he says, you know that I don't see eye to eye on you, eye to eye with you on this, Dellon. I believe there must be some truth out there, and even that statement seems like he doesn't even believe what he's saying. But would a true God allow even this? These are his servants, aren't they? Why would he allow them to abandon us in this moment of all times?
Same reason, Sergio, that he allows us to abandon him. Why he allowed you to get your station through murder and then proceed to do all these things you never done when you actually feared him. They made a mistake, just like you did, just like what put you here. Sorry, it sounds like what?
It sounds like you're gearing towards a suasion test, but I guess there's not really a do this now yet. So I guess
he's implying that maybe he's not fit for this position and that he should never have had it in the first place.
Right. But I think he snaps and says, I have this position now, Dellon. That is the way of things. If we are to save anything from this institution, if we are to save this country, we will have to work together. I'm trying to think of the angle he'd take. He's trying to basically make a deal with you here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what he would want in return.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he says, I've seen how you deal with your problems now, Sergio. I've seen what your help looks like. I don't know if that's going to make things better. Maybe what the church needs is to finally let the parts of it that are rotten be cut off.
Yeah, he looks you in the eyes and he says, on that, Dellon, I think you and I are agreed. The only question is, where is the cancer?
Well, one of us still has his power.
Are you threatening me, Dellon?
I'm just saying there's a truth here, one that's hard for either of us to deny.
Maybe I have my own sort of truth.
I know you do.
If I allow you to do this, if we pivot towards the great God, where does that leave me? Where does that leave what we make of this?
It's up to you. You're going to continue with this? All this scurrying around in the dark, using butchers to do your work?
It's better than getting no work done at all.
No, it's not. And if you insist that it continues, then we'll see what doing things the honest way gets us. That's better than trying to make progress your way. So, Sergio, you can either get back in line with what you said you believed when you were a good man, or you can step down and let somebody who is a good man take your place.
Okay, I think that's a roll.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to fail this. Here we go.
That sounds like a suasion roll, right? Like
yeah, probably.
You're explicitly
That's
saying
fair.
like you're basically gonna go to hell for this if you don't change right now. Like you gotta repent, buddy.
fair,
yeah, let's make that suasion. Ob 7. You can fork an ugly truth, oratory, persuasion, intimidation.
Oh, it's not, sorry. I'm kind of trying to count them. Ugly truth,
4 so far.
oratory, persuasion.
5 for doctrine.
Okay.
His magic, he used his magic to prove a point that he is still connected.
That's doctrine or suasion, right? Like, yeah, it's just faithful is what he was referring to.
Yeah, I was just proving that I was still
Connected to the great god. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 helps.
Yeah. I mean, it's technically possible.
Mhm.
I suppose I might as well spend some. I don't have any fate. This isn't going to work. All right. I suppose I might as well
7.
send. What? Sorry.
So I just said Ob 7.
Oh yeah. I might as well spend some persona on it since I have them. Ob 7. I can't see him at the bottom. Wow, that was awful. Doesn't
was
matter that I
very
didn't
awful.
have fate. It's fine. If this ends with me
Really
killing Sergio, I'll
what?
definitely get a deed. So it's
Okay, so
Oh, yeah,
I
I
think
got
what
a
he's
lot of
going to
twos.
do
Gross.
is he's going to lie to you, right? Like
Mm.
Sergio would not push an ultimatum here, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to let you think that he's going against what you're saying, but he's certainly not believing you.
Mhm.
So he'll make a test now to lie to you
Great.
and make you think that he is indeed repenting.
Can this be more difficult for the fact that he has just proven to me time and time? Like I used to want to trust him, and he's been so untrustworthy. He's literally forced me to be like literally nothing. Like I wanted him to be the vicar and trust him, and now I'm like I can't do any of those things because you're crazy. All right, cool.
Yeah. Don't you have like a belief against this right now?
Kind of, I think.
Yeah. Let's increase it by 1 then.
Let's
So you have
see.
a 6 in will right now.
Yeah, it's basically about his methods, if I remember right. Sergio keeps deplorable individuals. Yeah, it's
Let's
about
bump it up to a
outing
7
people,
then, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Let's see.
Can I spend a persona to make his ob higher?
No. So I think he says to you,
Oh,
he says,
Sorry, am I able to pray for like?
"Oh yeah, I mean you did it already. We
clarity?
can have just said that faith roll you made
I didn't make a fifth roll, did I?
No, what I mean is like you said that I tried to do faith. We didn't make a roll for it, but we could say that you actually did make a roll, and it was to help this test right here.
Oh,
right?
I see. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind,
or hinder him rather.
right? Yeah. Cool. What is the thing for that?
Good question. Hinder is like a specific thing here. So
Does he have believer?
he does not.
Dang it.
He definitely does not. All right, hindrance.
Let's see. Can I use it to help myself have a higher will?
I mean that's basically the same thing, right?
Well, except for the ob is lower because I'm helping myself and I'm a believer. That's why.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because my idea is that I'm trying to give myself clarity, right? But he's rolling against me, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ow,
You can
I
give yourself
poked myself in
dice.
the eye.
Yeah, you could have. If you had thought about it, you could have given yourself dice for the suasion instead.
It's fine. I am fine having failed dissuasion. I just don't want to be lied to.
Yep.
All right, I can do a hinder. That's fine. What's the
But
difference?
what
let's
if
do hinder.
Narani shows up and then Sergio sees her face and then she can become a believer?
So her face. So it's ob 4 for 1 obstacle like increase.
Oh.
Ob 5 for 2. Ob 6 for 3.
All right, what happens if I fail this? Nothing, right?
And yeah, I don't think there's any.
Okay, I
any
mean
bad
there's like
things.
no chance pretty much, but actually I guess I could use Arth on it. Wait, what did I spend Arth on earlier? Was it Suasion?
You just did 2 in Suasion.
Just 2, okay. You forgot to write it down. Yeah, I guess I'll spend 1 on this just because why not?
What are you going for? What obstacle?
4. I mean, I only have 5 faith, so
Got it.
oh my goodness.
Hey, you did it.
Ah,
Mark the difficult test.
if only it was challenging. I don't need a difficult. I need a challenging.
Oh,
Oh man, that's frustrating. Oh well.
oh man. Would it have been challenging if you had done a 5? Op 5?
I don't
No,
don't
because you have a
know.
5. Yeah.
I don't think it has to
Challenging
be
is a
higher,
5.
right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
it
gonna
wouldn't
do
matter.
it again just to see. Yeah, no. Whoa. Yikes.
0 that time.
Glad that wasn't that one.
Okay, so his ob is 8 now.
All right, cool.
Okay, so he
chance,
is going
maybe.
to.
So far,
okay,
the
so
day
what?
has been every other roll is awful,
Yeah.
and every
Mhm.
but like
I mean,
every
you know.
Okay, so he says to you, Sergio says, "Of course, you're right. How can I claim to be the leader of a church if I don't even believe in its God?" You're absolutely right, Dellon.
That doesn't say
Maybe-
that I will. It just says that
Yeah,
I
no,
shouldn't be.
he's not done yet.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe your way is right, and maybe you can show it to me. I am too desperately in need to refuse you now. And then, do we think he can get persuasion as a fork there?
Probably.
I think that might be it, though. Oh, he has church-wise. I'll do that. That's relevant.
We're not in a church. No, I'm kidding.
All right. I think he only has that. He has a really good falsehood because
Yeah,
he's
I'm
been
sure.
using it for a while, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty hard.
Oh gosh, that's
Ooh.
insane.
He has 6 fate.
Yeah. It got 7 successes on 11 dice. Yikes, dude. I'm sure he has
That's
fate he's
crazy.
gonna spend, right? Of
Yeah, he is.
course. There's no way his luck is as bad as ours. Yep.
Let
There you
Connor
go.
roll.
That's crazy.
Okay. So you believe it, Dellon.
Okay.
Right?
I-
Like, and again, it's not that like you're because he didn't argue that like, oh yeah, you're totally right. I saw the light.
Yeah,
like,
right.
you know, I'm gonna change everything right now. He's just like, I'm too desperate to say no. And
Yeah.
also I don't know what's right. So I'm gonna trust you for now, is basically what he said. He's like, I'll let you dictate that.
So yeah, he pauses and he says, Sergio, when things aren't desperate anymore, whatever it is you learn needs to stick. A drowning man will say anything to get his head above water. But I need you to stay. I need you to mean what you say. So I need you to know that I'm going to be watching.
I am in the process of learning how to swim, Dellon.
I suppose that's all I can ask.
Cool. And I think we cut from there. And the very last thing we see before we cut to credits here is we see Narani. She is talking with the gods. We see another council of gods happening here, right? Like all the Garrick Pantheon is talking here. And then we see Narani at the edge of this. You know, you see this table that we saw in that vision before, right? Like this meeting of the gods that's happening. Narani's kind of standing off to the side. And it's like, you know, this kind of weird white ethereal space that they're in. But there's like a part of where the wall would be. It's looking out on the world, right? There's like the viewport, basically. Kind of where the wall fades out and we can see Lucerta. Narani's looking through that wall, right? Through that space at Lucerta. And seems very sad. And then Tanis steps over, you know, this dark, handsome man in black spiked armor. And he grabs her arm and says, "Narani, we have decided. Are you with us or not? You know this is what is best." And Narani takes one last look at Lucerta and then nods and steps away. The view of Lucerta dissipates, and Alfons loses his magic.
No.
Oh no.
And that is where we'll stop our session for today.
You're gonna have to make nice with the God of War now so you can get your powers back.
I mean, they're all gone.
Like all of them?
Oh, that's right.
You're not. I don't think any of us know the extent of what this means, like where they're going or what they're doing, but they have at least drawn their power away from their followers.
Wait, what about
right?
Cantarius? Where's Cantarius' power come from?
Cantarius gets his power from demon stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Great.
Holy crap, y'all.
That's
All right.
crazy.
I knew that this season was going to be.
Was that the secret that Alphonse was just like, no?
No,
It was
that
not.
secret's much
That's
worse.
not even the secret. I was like,
Yeah,
no, that seems pretty devastating. If it, like, even for
Yeah.
temporary.
Does that mean the guy who's using his magic to keep his head alive doesn't have magic anymore? Or does he use something else?
His magic isn't powered by the gods.
Okay.
Yeah,
It actually is Alphons.
Sure.
Though you left off
he bonds
with
with demons.
the last we left with Gorath, he was leading. He was Fereshte was his.
Oh, I
goddess.
thought. Well, I mean,
He
I
just
think in
died.
the meantime, so he doesn't just die. He mastered the other thing we were talking about him learning to do.
It's a breathing exercise.
Well, let's talk about it off screen.
Yeah,
there,
you
Jared.
don't
Are you okay?
I'm almost
I-
positive. I can go back and look, but I'm either way. I have an idea for this, so don't worry. Okay,
I mean-
Cantarius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, even if his powers are gone, doesn't mean he's not a living head.
He still has the trait.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that he just can't
I
get
suppose.
himself out of it.
Okay.
All right.
Don't worry. We'll figure that out.
I
Okay. Sorry, so yeah.
adjusted mine a little bit, but
Okay, that's fine.
this world is more than blood and gold. I will increase my skill in the intellectual discipline. The
Worked out.
world will not end, not on my watch. I will convince the party that the orb must be destroyed. I am a demon hunter. I will compare notes with Gorath by bringing him to me.
All right. 2 fate and a persona for those, I think, right?
Okay.
Worked on the first 2, did the last one.
Mhm.
Let's see. Anything come up with your traits at all? I don't think so.
No.
You didn't fail a lot, and even when you did, you use traits and things to succeed. So
Can I get I don't know if it's fate or persona for the funny moment since I brought up the idea of Jimmy Dell.
oh sure, yeah, that's totally fine. Yep.
Is that fate or is that
Take
persona?
humor. That's fate.
That's fate. I need more fate, so that's good.
Dellon.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Let's see. Oh, thank you. Determine where my sister's been taken. I kind of started working on it.
Yeah, you can
Technically,
take a fate.
going to
That's fine.
Mendetto was about that, and he just told me
Yeah,
to go to
and
Sergio.
you went to Sergio. Yeah,
Yeah.
fate for there. Yep. that's fine.
Sergio keeps deplorable people. I'm gonna out the next one. Sort of.
You can take a fate.
Yeah, I definitely didn't
Yeah.
do it, but I was gonna pay the Holy Order a visit to Terminate State. I kind of asked after it. I didn't do that yet either.
We'll say no on that one though.
But,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I was asking Mendetto. I didn't roll or anything.
You didn't roll anything. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I did roll, but it was about something else. Whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't talk to Maria at all.
Yeah, I think we'll do 2 fate then.
Yeah.
Um,
Instincts. Never did any.
I
of
think
them.
one of these instincts did something. Do whatever it takes to win when something more important than myself is at stake. I think you got a fate for that one, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. 'cause
Giving
I'm like-
giving Sergio an ultimatum there, right?
Yeah. Cool. That makes sense.
I'll give you a fate for faithful. I think it was cool to see Dellon actually use that and
Yeah.
have it be. It's very relevant to the plot right now, so that's fun.
Mhm.
Fun to see. And then honestly, I think you got. I don't think you got a deeds for that. You're
Mhm.
working towards it. You're definitely
Right.
on your way there. But I think Moldbreaker makes sense, right? Persona
Yeah.
for Moldbreaker.
Sounds good. Yeah, part of me was hoping that was gonna turn into I have to kill Sergio now because then I could get a deeds for it.
It
But-
still very much might.
Yeah, I mean, like it's.
I'm glad it's not yet. I think there's still
Yeah,
more to go
he
to
needs
ramp up to
build
there.
up
But
to it. Because it's in a place now where he's like, this is finally a chance for us to like like he's been following along with all this stuff. He doesn't like little things he doesn't believe for the sake of like, stability basically. But now he finally sees a chance to like put away all that like more actual religious stuff. And I think that would be a good, once he finally manages to do that somehow, a good
For sure.
spot.
Alfons.
Could you flip my page?
Let's see. You didn't work with convincing Dellon yet. You are working towards learning how to utilize the orb because you have Gorath here, right? Like, that was part of that too.
Yeah.
So you can take a fate there. And then you did bring the wizard. So persona.
My persona.
I always try to use my powers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Either that or it just might work, right? Like one of those.
Yeah.
I think that's it though. I'll give you though, Alfons, a persona for embodiment though. Really good distinctive role playing for the drunk stuff. Like that was fun to see. It's fun to hint at what you actually saw, like figured out from that conversation we had. Yeah.
Can Alphonse use the orb in his chest to power his magic since he doesn't have a god to do it anymore?
Ooh, that
He might be able to try. Yeah.
He has the aura of magic. Can you just like use it on
Maybe.
himself?
We'll have to see.
Okay.
Maybe I could make some rolls.
Would you need to use the magic in order to have the orb power the magic? Like you can't just be like, boom.
Maybe there's a
powered it.
reservoir.
You just plug it in, you know?
Because mechanically the aura is a trait, right? It's not a spell. So he doesn't need to be able to use magic to have the trait. So it must be a separate thing.
Maybe he can make like.
So we've had people change their power sources before, so that's definitely an option for Alphons.
Maybe he can make like 2 or 3 rolls with the magic before it dissipates. That might be interesting.
We'll see. We'll talk about it. Theo, I think you got a fate for strengthen my faith, meditation, will, and steel, and a persona for seek the great god's guidance.
Yep.
But then from there, I don't know.
I didn't do much.
If there was anything else. Yeah, I was just kind of leading.
I got my challenging faith roll. That's all I wanted.
Yeah. That's awesome. I don't think was there any other like right skill, right time, anything like that was relevant today?
I mean, Jared having spatial discipline. Honestly, Theo having
sure, yeah, yeah. You know what? You can both take those. That makes sense.
I would have said suasion if I'd succeeded, but I didn't.
Yeah, for real.
Is that fate?
That's a fate. Yeah.
And is the distinctive role playing? Is that a persona or a fate?
That's a persona. Yep.
So should I also get right skill, right time since intellectual discipline made his role even possible, making the link? I didn't realize you were giving him out like it was.
Yeah. Sure.
That's fine. Style.
It was a pretty important thing, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Alrighty.
I have one note real quick.
Yeah.
So this is the beginning of a season, but we never did end of season or end of arc persona or Artha stuff.
Are you sure?
There's end of arc persona stuff.
This was like a sub arc though, because you said it was.
This is a new season. Workhorse and MVPs you're talking about, right, Connor?
Yeah.
I almost felt like we did do that, didn't we?
I don't think that we did, but we shouldn't do it now because I gotta go.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll listen back to the end of the last episode. I think we did, but if we didn't, we'll make sure to hand those out.
Okay.
All right. That's Crow Inquisitors. Yep. All right. We're out. Thanks for playing, guys. Adios.